aka MIBR, was now the top dog alongside FaZe.
Yeah, interestingly enough as well, they haven't played all too much. I'm looking at the head-to-head for 2018. We've got 2 best of 3s, and that's, of course, without the roster and coaching changes. But it has gone Astralis' way every single time. Maps are important as well. Overpass has shown up in both of their series with a Mirage and Inferno sprinkled in for good measure in the 4 maps they've played this year. Where does it go now, though? That's the question. No nuke.
Nuke's gone. Get that one out of here.
Nuke is not a question.
So that's a guarantee.
And
what else?
Cache, I reckon.
Guarantee. Yeah, I agree with you. I think Astralis should remove Cache. That would be a huge risk to leave it open against MIBR. There are plenty of other maps they can play. Cache would be a risk. So Nuke and Cache. Cache, you're...
Just say Cache.
Just Cache, that's fine.
You're standing next to me.
No,
right?
ignore him, please. God, don't
I don't know what to do. I've heard so many different...
Cache, unless you're from Australia and you've touched a surfboard before.
I haven't.
You can't say Cache.
So Nuke and Cache should not be played.
Thank you very much. Let's have a look at the bans.
We're going to be 100% right here. I would bet my house.
Wow, look at you guys.
I don't own a house, but
so
if I have one, I would bet it.
That's why you're paid the big bucks. Now, when it comes to picks, is it as clear cut?
Interesting thing. Is this the matchup where MIBR play Dust 2? They've been saying on and on, we are comfortable on Dust 2. We want it to be our home map. This is a quarterfinal against Astralis. Are you going to go with the Dust 2? Are you putting your money where your mouth is, as we say? This could be the time.
The other options are Mirage has been shaky for Astralis, so that's like normally a good MIBR map or an SK map historically, so picking into that makes kind of sense for them. And then you look at that for Astralis, will they just go with their safe bet being Overpass? But they've banned it already in this tournament, so there's question marks for me on whether Astralis want to take this one. But I think Dust 2 could be a smart pick as well, because you think about the players within this MIBR roster. Now you have Tarek and Stewie in there, they love a good brawl.
Yeah.
Fur loves a good brawl. Fallen with the AWP getting stuck in, and then CORSAIR coming in with the clutches. It's super scary now. The firepower in this roster, it's never been this strong.
Let's have a look. Let's see where this goes, because Dust 2 is an intriguing probability.
Train.
And instead...
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Overpass and Train. So MIBR choosing to take it to Train. We do lose Mirage. Astralis, yeah, you said that they were a little wounded and limping on that one. They choose to remove it. Dust 2 was given right there on a silver platter to MIBR, and they chose against it.
Maybe they're all talk. Come on, you gotta, if you say it's your best map, you know, you gotta pick it at some point. But let's just think about this, right? If you think about historically how MIBR have traveled through their matchups, there was a period of time where it was, hey, we're just gonna play our style and adapt within the game. Now they have Yanko, I wonder if things are different. I wonder if they do more counter-strutting now.
Yeah, I would love to dig deeper into that one, and we will. But first, we actually get to hear from the players themselves. They sat down with the camera crew before we jumped into this game. We get to hear now from the players on their journey so far and what's to come.
He's going to make noise now and try and catch him in transition. Oh my god, Tarek shuts down the A side. The spray control from hell.
Getting to the playoffs is a good accomplishment for us. We've been practicing super hard. We finally got people on the same page and we're starting to mesh and we're feeling great.
And now flanking around, looking for more. He's got him locked in. Dupree's in so much trouble, but he's going to get the headshot now, turning around for more kills. Another headshot coming in, taking down Captain Mo out of this world. Unbelievable round here from Dupree.
Going into the playoffs, we always feel confident. Like, we know that even if you have a bad group stage, you will always have another chance when you get into playoffs. And the fact is, you want to be the champions, you want to be the masters, you actually have to beat everyone. So we don't fear anyone, we want to play everyone, and I know we can beat everyone. Playing on the live stage in the Globe is going to be really great. We have always been looking forward to play here, and especially in Stockholm.
It's been a while since we played in front of a crowd. I think finally we made it by good improvements, and we're playing super well together, and we have a good chance to take this tournament. In front of a crowd, everyone plays a lot better, having the hype around us, so we're looking forward to play it.
So guys, I know we haven't been playing that well in the group stage, but this is playoffs, this is going to be amazing, and I need you to make a lot of noise because this is going to be insane.
It's getting closer and closer to match time. Players and indeed the crowd starting to take back to their seats. Now, we got here through a couple of interesting journeys. Dupree, I think, wiping the sweat from his brow is a nice metaphor for how Astralis got here. We talked about it before, but an underperformance from them in many's eyes left them forced into the elimination match versus Tai Lu, and it went all 3 maps. Yes, the fact you see Astralis banning Mirage may confuse you, but Tai Lu knocked the Danes down a peg with a win on that very map. MIBR on your screens now, a team that did float through their group, undefeated so far since the introduction of YNK as their coach. So far, so good. A 16-11 versus HR, Hellraisers, of course, and Mouse Sports falling in 2 in their winners match best of 3 without even conceding double digits, need I add.
Well, I think Janko said it yesterday in an interview, and I really appreciate it. It feels like, or at least yesterday, it felt like MIBR went back to the winning ways. And we were in agreement watching them play, and I was telling you, this is exactly what I was looking at the demos months ago. This is how they were winning the maps. So maybe this is one of the way back to the top from them, is to remember what they were doing when they were so dominant. Would it be individually? Would it be as a team? Can it show against Astralis now?
If it ain't broke, don't try and fix it.
Well, I think you have to think of the mental struggles that these guys went with through the whole roster change dramas. They got rid of Taco, but they wanted to get rid of Bolt at the same time. They couldn't make 2 trades happen at once. They had the roster change from SK going to MIBR. There was a lot going on when these guys started to decline. It wasn't as simple as, hey, we're just not playing well. There was so much more behind the scenes. Well, maybe it was thrust to the front of the scenes, but that wasn't resolved. And we know that these guys have that winning mentality with the Brazilians, right? That's what we talk about, the resilient Brazilians. Now they've got 2 North Americans and a Serbian as a coach. It's a new face and a fresh start for a squad who, look, needs to be a top 3 team in the world for Counter-Strike to be as good as it can be.
But they go up against Astralis. Yes, undefeated, but with a beaten MVP, Flash, Kinguin, Hellraisers, Mouse Sports. It's been a steady incline of competition. This, however, is a leap. This is no longer that gradual increase. You're going up against the very best in the world here, and Magisk was the most recent addition to that roster.
And it feels like the very best in the world has lost more maps in this tournament than what I remember them doing for the majority of this year. Sure, that's a bit of hyperbole right there. Sure, they've lost some games, but in one tournament, I don't remember seeing them lose so many maps to teams that they should be shellacking, should be beating around the server. But good news is that man we just saw on the screen, Device, is back. He had a good game yesterday, and with Glaive having some big performances as well, Astralis might be steadying the ship for this quarterfinal.
Maniac, how do you feel if I said that those losses, though they are much more than unexpected, but a reality check perhaps for Astralis, something they may have needed, just a bit of cold water on the face to remind you that you're not immortal?
No, I think you're absolutely right, and I think coming off a break, weirdly enough, it might have been a good thing for Astralis to run up against obstacles so early in the tournament, because it reminds them we need to play 100% if we want to win. Let's not think we are just going to go back from the break and roll on everyone like we've been doing. So it could actually be a bad timing for MIBR. No, Astralis have been checked, have been tested, I mean. They have bounced back from it. They have survived through the group stage. If they play their best now, it's going to be hard for MIBR.
I think regardless of that point, the stars are aligning for this to be a banger of a game. I think this is definitely series of the day and potentially of the tournament when you look at the way that these 2 teams are trending. And I want to touch on this head-to-head with both of these in-game leaders. Over the last couple of years, both of these players have stepped out in revolutionizing the way Counter-Strike has been played. Fallen in the terms of theory Counter-Strike and bringing the team together and doing more reactionary-based stuff within the server. And then Glaive coming in and reintroducing heavy strategical Counter-Strike, obviously with the coaching and all the other support behind him. But what these guys have done by bringing back to, you know, tactical grenades are now a thing that we're looking at and getting all excited over. These aren't small details. These are 2 teams that can play Counter-Strike at the highest level and have changed the game over the last couple of years. That's why this matchup is so big.
It's so unbelievably, excruciatingly exciting.
The cool thing right now in Counter-Strike, if MIBR are back, right, and they play this, you know, adaptive mid-round style, you have Astralis who are hugely strategical in counter-strategy, then you have FaZe who are just the superstars running around headshotting everything. We have 3 top teams in the world who all bring something different to the game. It's not the same level of Counter-Strike, it's something different, and that's beautiful to me because we've always throughout CS had different ebbs and flows. It's either been really heavy strat or really heavy just fraggy, running around like the Fnatic and Titan days where people were just headshotting. Now we feel like we're settling into something that's brand new.
It does feel like something else. Now, not forgetting, our first map is Overpass in this series. We've seen it twice in 2018 between these rosters, or the majority of the players, I should say, and at least that was the last time they played this, they were SK. So that's just a while ago, a couple of months at least. 16-10 was the first score, and 16-12 as well were the last 2 times we saw them play this, both in favor of Astralis. They've got plenty of demos to be scrubbing through, and with that said, your prediction. What are you saying, Maniac?
It is a tough one. It really is.
Uh-huh.
Gonna start by saying this is a 3-map series.
Thank you.
This is the first prediction. Okay.
Yeah, that's one
Second
prediction.
part. I'm gonna go with the heart and say MIBR. I'm gonna do it. But this is not a prediction that I can back up with rational certainty.
I get
Let's
that.
put it this way.
I'm torn as well, right? And I can understand that mentality in the sense of the MIBR resurgence is so romantic and poetic in a way that it comes to fruition here that, look, I'm going to be elated. But even though Astralis have been struggling, they've still been the best team for the last 6 months. They still have all the pieces of the puzzle worked out. Sure, they had a couple of rough games this tournament so far, and I was putting the dark cloud over them here. But to me, they're still the best team in the world, and MIBR need to step up and prove that they're back to that level of Counter-Strike to beat them. So for me, with these maps, I've seen more from Astralis. I have to stick with Astralis, and I have to back the Danes in to take this one. I think it can go 3 maps, but no, let's go 2-0. Screw it, let's go 2-0.
2-0,
Astralis.
okay. Wow. Well, that puts me in a weird place.
If you just go with it because of Yanko,
I'm not.
You're not talking anymore.
But I will, okay, I'll go for it for an equally as ridiculous reason. I don't think I've ever predicted for the last 6 months Astralis to lose a game. So for the first time in what feels like forever, I'm going to say MIBR. I just for the novelty of the fact that this is the first time in a long time where I've genuinely had a thought in my mind that Astralis could lose this, could be eliminated, and will not be stepping onto the grand final stage. It's a possibility for what feels like the first time this year. I mean, it's crazy how strong they have been and how their path has been so consistently strong. Usually there's a couple of wobbles, a couple of trips. We haven't seen that. This could be that trip. This could be that stumble before the major.
But I think it's also a combination of, on one hand, Astralis showing rare sign of weaknesses in that tournament, and on the other hand, MIBR looking dominant again. And I know that there is no distance to that, and we are taking it very first degree.
Sure.
But if you buy into this, you can think maybe under these circumstances, this can happen.
It's happening, boys. We're really nearly there. I mean, all I need now is the Twitch chat's thoughts. We know what we're thinking. What are you guys watching at home thinking? And it does seem like the MIBR hype has fully begun.
There are lots of Brazilian fans out there, but I just want to make one point quickly before we get stuck into that game.
Make it snappy.
Even if you win the major, you're not the best team in the world. We've seen that with Cloud9 and we've seen that with Gambit. Winning the major is great, but you have to win a lot of tournaments and you need to want to win all of them. And the Masters right here, right now is a great way to start this season. So there's no shrugging it off that we were saving strats for the major. Win everything, boys. Get it done. So Astralis, I want to see you come out swinging.
Especially if you can get a step close to the Intel Grand Slam. Let's not forget that a potential extra $1 million is on the line in a quarter-final. You have to get to that grand final if you want to get a notch in your Intel Grand Slam belt. And that is here with MIBR, the chance to ruin it for Astralis. It sounds like we're getting ready, and therefore, your commentators, I have no idea how excited you could be. Your hearts must be beating. Can I see the boxing, Anders? You have to get... Thank you. Yeah.
I feel so good. My hands are actually cold, and I'm not even playing the game. I'm just talking about it, but I think it's going to be an amazing game. I think this has so many implications for the rest of the year.
All right, yeah. This is, I think this match is going to be incredible. Like the level that MIBR is at, I love that pull because I think everyone is feeling MIBR just blowing up right now. Everyone is feeling MIBR coming back. Everyone wants to see it, and it is that romantic storyline. So this is just going to be a battle.
Yanko on one side, we've got Astralis on the other side. I'm just going to soak it all up.
Not going to give a prediction? Not going to commit yourself one way or the other?
No, I'm not even going to do that.
That's fair.
I'm just going to enjoy this game.
I was actually surprised that we had, what, it was 60-some% for MIBR? That's mental that voted that went that way. So, craziness.
Think about the implications for this game right before the major, right as MIBR is starting to get back into the swing, right as Astralis are starting to have a few cracks in the armor, just showing. I don't know what to say, but whoever wins this, it's going to shake the Counter-Strike world a lot.
I did talk to Yanko last night at dinner about this matchup, and I just asked him, I was like, what was it like when you saw the drawing and you saw that you got Astralis right off the bat? And he just said, I loved it. Like, he was like, we want to beat them, and he thinks Astralis is scared of MIBR. I mean, he was not shying away from anything in this. He said CORSAIR at the moment is the most focused. He's probably, Yanko hasn't been there too long, but he said it's incredible how focused CORSAIR is, playing till 4 in the morning after practices, coming up and showing in early to deathmatch before team practices begin in the rooms here. So we have a lot of players really looking to have a huge impact in this game today. They mentioned on the desk, Device needs to have a good game. Remember, yesterday as well, Zipnix and Dupree had that really, really slow start.
Yes, they did. It took a while before they get back into it, and a fired-up CORSAIR is going to be really scary. See if you can hear what they are Saying, are we on TeamSpeak? Can we get that?
No, it was there was a TeamSpeak issue.
Oh, fair enough.
You got a little bit confused by the comms. Yeah.
I was hoping for a minute. I was like,
that would be cool.
That'd be great. We had that one time.
Either way, freeze time is coming to an end. Stockholm, it's Astralis taking on MIBR, the second quarterfinal. Winner plays NIP.
Yes, it's finally here, a best of 3. Device ready early with the challenge, trying to see if he could get someone's head blown off, but he's not going to stick around, and you can't really do that. If you stay in that position for much more than 5 or 10 seconds, you can get wrapped on from the connector, and he doesn't want that.
Slow and steady for MIBR. They've taken Underpass 3 players, Fallen, Stewie, and Tarek. Coming up the stairs now to meet with CORSAIR over towards Party. It's Device to spot for information. Him and Dupree defending this A bomb site. One shot, and again, just going to fall away. No real indication of what's coming. He just knows there's at least somebody here that is going to start to pull Glaive back for the moment. And 2 sets of nades on the MIBR team.
Yeah, could be some good smokes here to block off any more from rotating in, but the fact that there are already 3 people here, that could be a bit of a problem actually for the MIBR team. If they can get close, it's different. Tarek taking a bit of damage, and now the hit is definitely on. What a flash, but Device still taking down Stewie. That should have been perfect. Now Glaive with the follow-up, looking good for the Danish side at the moment. Glaive, 1 more kill, but there's a bit of a return, and CORSAIR is still alive. And you said focus, he's needing it now. He's gonna get shut down, no chance. They were on it so quick. They had 3 people there, but the other 2 showed up in a couple of seconds.
Yeah, what slowed it down just enough for that. It took a while for them to clear everyone out of all those crevices. So a nice hold from Astralis, and even Device just getting blind, holding the angle, taking a few shots, and MIBR just walked right into the stack. That's a bit rough, but they're going to buy into it. Fallen with the scout, 750 in the bank behind it. Actually 4 deagles bought up. So heavily invested into this round. Tarek outside of the B bomb site. Dupree and Matt just going to push up behind that Molotov. They're taking all the control, and look how much further they're going. Dupree leading the way. He's not slowing down whatsoever. Tarek's under a lot of pressure. He is going to get taken down eventually, but can he get anyone with him? And no, Matt just shuts it down before anything.
You kind of wish that the rest of the MIBR team would have been on the other side ready to attack then, because that's 2 people pushing up and 1 guy flashing from inside B, so that, oh my lord. That was a great return though. CORSAIR unfazed by the fact that he just got blown up, just still getting the kill anyway, and now they're a man up. Oh no, Device getting caught, that's a big kill from Fallen. Coming in through the restrooms and taking down Device with a scout. And the Danish team looking great bouncing around the map, but suddenly it backfires, and they weren't ready to cool it down. It's like they kept going, thinking it's working, and it's not.
No, I think it got away from them before they even realized what was happening. Now Zipnix is going to be in a lot of pressure, and utility still in the hands of Fur and CORSAIR. 2 smokes and a flashbang. He can actually get completely blocked off, and that's if the scout chooses not to peek him. Good nade out towards Fur, decent chip damage. The armor helping out in a big way, but he's got to stay here, getting deeper into the site, more committed.
Now Sip has shown up as well. Oh, that's a very dangerous angle. He goes for a bit more, but he's not going to be able to make it work. And Magisk, the grenade going to go way too far. Does a bit of damage to Stewie, but it needed a kill right now for this to be even possible. And they're going to run him down. What a great comeback. MIBR winning the 2nd round. Gifted a couple of early kills for Astralis, who usually are quite good at sort of picking the right times to be defensive, but not this time.
And those are the kind of mistakes we've seen at this event that has caused us to talk about some of the weaknesses, some of the crack in Astralis coming out of this break. The desk referenced it as well. They are not looking as crisp, not looking as strong fundamentally. They're not winning as many man advantage situations. So few mistakes. Dupree nading the boost and being lackadaisical. The Device getting caught in bathrooms between 2 players. MIBR right now, this is not the slumping team that we saw in recent months. They have regained a lot of confidence, regained a lot of patience, waiting for the game come to them, and now slowly taking control. Stewie and Tarek watching for pushes far, far back. CORSAIR, Fur, and Fallen. Over towards Fountain, starting to get aggressive.
Again, playing it smartly, playing it slowly. The C-set 75s, we've seen especially on Glaive, he can just do so much with that weapon. So you want to make sure that even if you fall down to one of them, you get the refrag. You make sure you don't lose anything. Don't let it spiral out of control. So the way that they're playing right now, exactly how you want to play it.
There's that stack in these bathrooms as well. Magisk and Glaive off to the left. So I don't know if MIBR will use flashes for this. Footsteps give it away. Match is going to be around the corner, and here they come.
First guy jumping, and even a flashbang, so making absolutely sure Glaive going to get taken down. Good double kill for CORSAIR, and the rest should be no problem.
That's a cool way to flash that, right? The underhand behind Stewie as he jumps in, so actually Astralis, they have to take the fight, and they have to stare into the flashbang to do it. They get him down low, but even if he goes down, they're going to be blind and easy to trade. Should be 2-1. Dupree kind of far off, so is Zipnik's back in T-spawn, looking to save these Deagles. But MIBR is going to be up 2-1 now. They recover after losing that pistol very well.
And it's the focus that you're paying attention to right now. It's the fact that even if it's early on, even if they have the advantage in rifles, just no reason to give an opening. You're playing at this level on land in the best of 3 against Astralis. Every little bit matters all the way through. Any rifle lost, anything they can run away with on that CT side, it's going to help them, and they're not being allowed to do it right now. So a lot of rounds to keep that up in, but obviously we've seen historically in the past the core of this team, when they get to that level, when they're in the zone, it is really scary.
It's tough, isn't it? And I mean, it's been scary, the fact that we haven't exactly seen them hit that zone. The new coach, YNK, talking the troops up. They can't talk during freeze time during this as well, which is different from other tournaments, and I know that's... he wants to be more vocal during freeze time at this tournament. Just great shot from Tarek. That's Dupree out of the fight. No head armor, but he did have one of those Deagles. It's going to get passed over. Zipnik's his next one up for contact. He's got to fight his way out.
They're going to be falling back, and they will have heard that as well. So they know that he's at least a little bit back from that corner. And again, holding all across the map here nearly for MIBR. No reason to really throw anything away. So right now, it's just a slow start to this game, I would say. I mean, Astralis were trying to put a lot of pressure on in that second round and sort of flex their muscles a little bit, I think. But MIBR, now that they've got the upper hand, they're just maybe going to try and see if they can choke them out over the course of this first half.
You just have to love how cautious and thorough MIBR is being at the moment.
Yep.
Man advantage, they know they're against pistols, and they are taking their time clearing everything out. Now, this is giving time for Astralis to come stack over towards this A bomb site. There's going to be all 4 players remaining here, but look at the utility. Molotovs, they have plenty of smokes. There's Fur with an opening kill. That's how towards long as he pushes up. CORSAIR going to lead the way as well. This should be a pretty decent slaughter. 2 players in the truck. Stewie is going to take their attention, and Fur is just tearing everyone apart. It looks like Stewie's supposed to be the one making contact, but Fur is a beast.
Yeah, he was feeling it. Now they're going to come look for Magisk. Again, just a Deagle kill, especially if you can sap away the rifle, would be good news. They're waiting for him. Oh, that's a nice edge kill taking down Fur. You can't really get the rifle out of it. But again, just a tiny bit of economic damage. If they jump him, pretty hard to hit those mid-air Deagle shots. And he's actually going to get Stewie as well. Picking up a UM. Oh my god! Magisk, that is way more damage than you would have imagined.
He can't get out with the AK, but he's going to go for one more kill. Oh, he has an opportunity. He almost got there. He's going to blow up first. He's taking the pre-fire. That's a beautiful for him. Puts MIBR on notice, doesn't he, a little bit? It's just like, all right, listen, guys. I can handle anything you can throw at me. This is a dirty third shot.
Yeah, jumping right up on top of the trash bin. This is the kind of that Heroic would have needed at some point. About like the rest of the Astralis team, surely they look at that and think, okay, Magisk is like that. Well, you know, let's just go then.
Look at this early timeout from MIBR. First gun round coming in. I'm wondering if they had like a plan set up before this match even went live of how they wanted to play this first rifle round, and it's just a pause to remind everyone of what they're doing. That, or maybe it's just let's not let those triple kills from Aegis happen again. Let's everyone not play it too loose. They were looking great up until that point. That might be like, you know, the first little hiccup. No big deal, but here we are. Device with that AWP, and he's going to get into the action immediately. No one's there, no kills, no shots, but all the information you could want.
Yeah, definitely not seeing anyone on that side. And I mean, this is a pivotal round. I understand why MIBR want to make absolutely sure that they've got their cards in order, because this is going to be critical. If they win it, then Astralis are going to be struggling economically for very many rounds to come. So it really has a big impact. Glaive trying to take some shots through, not really connecting. Looks like it will be a very, very quick B execute, and getting caught there with Stewie just slightly over peak. He keeps going, step around the corner. 2 more people defending on the side. Glaive running in, that's very dangerous. He gets a kill regardless. Oh my god! While he's splashed, taking down Tarek. And now Device is at the corner, snuffing out for immediately he goes down. And Fallen left. No bomb plant. I can't believe Glaive got that second kill. The first one already was pure madness, running over the edge, but now Astralis have to wait. They know the bomb plant has not happened yet. They've got this one covered, and Fallen, he wants to try and make it a one-on-one before he goes anywhere. It's not easy to play like this. Remember, the bomb is far back in B, so if he spends too much time, even if he gets the 1 kill, it might get tricky. And now he's going to be sneaking around the corner. Oh, he sees the top of Mega's head and goes for the kill. Does he realize where the last one is? 25 seconds. He's just got so much closer to being able to do this. And running back, waiting for it, and Device somehow sees it coming. What a high-level mind game. 2 of the best players in the world, and that's what you get out of it. How many people would have fallen for that and gone to check and try and catch him running back to the bomb?
I think a lot of people would have. That is a great play from Device, just to be aware of the possibility. Fallen trying to stall him out. You're right. This flashbang goes out. He just has the lineup right before the flashbang goes off. That's beautiful. Another solid hold in the defense for Glaive, but listen, they lost a lot, Anders. They lost 4 players. Device held on to the AWP, obviously. Cleaned them all out, but no money left in the bank after this buy. They're going to have to drop over. You're going to have 2 UMPs on this Astralis side. And they take an early timeout as well. A powerful start to this game between these 2 Titans.
Yeah, what is that? 5 rounds and 2 timeouts? That says something about the level of tension here between all of the teams. I mean, this is interesting. Galil there on Tarek. It's a good sacrifice and able to get all those grenades, though. I appreciate that.
Oh, everyone towards that B bomb site again for MIBR. Stewie, Fur, closes up. Fallen, lining up utility.
Oh my god, Dupree. He might be in a very bad... Yeah, he realizes now. They're actually outside of the B bomb site. He smokes off and tries to run back in. Close range with the UMP now, hiding inside of the smoke. Everything is on this, and he's getting shut down by Fur. The timing is unbelievable for MIBR. They push in just as Dupree makes his way towards the sewer. That grenade going to do a lot of damage to Magus, and the bomb should be going... No, it's actually waiting. Glaive getting that 1 kill on Tarek, and now it's a 3-on-3. MIBR very slow to even try and get the bomb plant, and Sip is still over by the sewer. This is a weird round now.
Oh, trying to make his way into the water. Magis, that's an overextension. That's too much before your teammates are ready to help. Device is above. He can't see anything. He's got them pinned down in the site, but Zipnix has to do it all on his own. Device can only assist from far back. Does not want to risk that AWP, and I think they might give this round up. No mistakes being provided by MIBR, and they've won another one. They've won a grueling battle in this B bomb site.
Yeah, what a great timing to find Dupree. Hard to know if he should go and join Sip and try and go for the retake. I mean, he obviously wanted to try and stop them, and sort of hiding inside the smoke could have maybe worked out. But that was really well executed from MIBR. They're going to be happy about finding that round, and the pressure on the Astralis economy is huge right now.
Yeah, well, it's shattered at this point, and they'll probably have to discuss if they want to buy or not. Only some upgraded deagles around that AWP and the UMP on Zipnix. Yeah, Dupree, he just got caught with an awkward timing. Tried to get back around that monster pillar, or the ghost pillar. Just not able to make it. A flashbang came in, and his only option was just to stay blinded inside that smoke for safety, but you can't really go anywhere from there. They've already got the angle on you. So it is a full investment again from Astralis. They buy up the Deagle armor, relying a lot on Device. He's all alone here. Hasn't seen anyone yet. CORSAIR has already crossed.
They're so methodical at the beginning of these rounds. They're making absolutely sure that Astralis can't sneak in behind enemy lines. No one's going to get past anywhere. Tarek holding T-spawn. Cole on that side, and the rest towards connector. The downside is obviously they're going to be spending a lot of time early in the rounds for this. So if Astralis manage to slow them down later on, that can be a problem. But they don't have the grenades to slow them down that much.
No, they don't. They're in that weird economic position. We'll see if they can claw themselves out of it. 4-2, a great opportunity for MIBR to get up to 5. No one peeking anywhere for Astralis. Even that AWP, the one main weapon they have that can get them back into this, out towards long at the moment. It's far away from all the action. Heavy lean early on towards this B bomb site for MIBR. A couple rounds went towards A, but most of these gun rounds are attacking B. They obviously have some sense of a weakness there.
Yeah, not wrong either. I mean, Sip has, what, a couple of grenades, but nothing to actually block off that monster tunnel, and a UMP on the other side. Grenade is pretty good to soften up a couple of people. That's actually a lot of damage from the one grenade, and Glaive is behind here. Smoke goes up again. Are they going to try and run through the UMP, chewing up one? Sip doing a great job, and the follow-up there from Dupree. That's so much damage. The bomb is down. Somehow Astralis read that coming, and Device will take down Fallen. They had almost nothing to defend that with, but the call was dead on perfect.
The rotation for Astralis was beautiful. Even before that hit came in, you saw MIBR encroaching on the B bomb site, and immediately, even before the indication was there, Astralis gamble stacks, and it's just perfect. Allows Zipnix and Dupree to both play aggressive close to this tunnel. A brilliant call, but it's such a tough read because you know Device still has that AWP, so you have to be worried about that, but you have to be able to pressure Astralis on their force buys. You have to take those smokes out of their hands early, or else that's what's going to happen. You're going to have to throw a flashbang and execute through a smoke, and that's exactly what they want.
Nobody's getting away with anything for free in these early rounds here between these two Titanic teams. It's just incredible to watch. I thought maybe they would have tried to save this round in MIBR, but
no.
No.
Not
the
at
battle
all.
continues. 3 AKs, 2 CSAT 75s, and still plenty of grenades to make this one work. Still leaning towards that B bomb side mostly.
Yeah, Astralis, I mean, if they're going to read it like that, I mean, maybe MIBR has to think about something different. This could be faster paced, at least take control over towards short. Molotov slowing them down. Glaive was listening and turned from a flashbang. It looks like they want to re-aggress. It's the AWP, they lined up. He tags CORSAIR through the corpse, but he can't get anything else. That is a stunning shot to turn the corner. That is a much-needed trade.
Yeah, what an angle to find. You can actually see it. Yeah, the bullet goes right through the wall, taking down Dupree. If that had been a 2-for-1, obviously that's great. The CORSAIR is kind of low, could still be a problem. They're all on the other side, so obviously someone has to go through the monster tunnel. A lot of grenades left on the Astralis side, and they have 3 men stacked, and they're actually boosting over. If the door opens, a powerful position to be in.
CORSAIR is looking for something over that wall, though, so they've got to be careful. He was hoping that they would peek it, hoping for a jump spot. This is wild. Another round, everyone towards this B bomb site. No presence at A. Device hasn't seen or heard or felt any pressure. I'm not even sure why he called Magis back, just in case, perhaps.
Yeah, but the lack of information is really hurting Astralis right now. That smoke might even seem like a fake to them. If they think there's going to be an A lane, they think, all right, one guy's throwing out smoke to the sniper spot, and the rest might be coming the other way. 28 seconds. Now they're starting to make their way through. Sip goes down. CORSAIR with a great opening, leaving Glaive alone on the bomb site. He's going to have to come up with a miracle again. He does get the kill on Fallen. He was flashed as well. Nobody could see anything in that fight. And now he's got a little bit of backup. Device there with the AWP. Can he get the kill on the guy coming around the corner? The killer helping out Glaive. No, it's not going to be in time. Device very passive in that one and trying to shoot through the box. Unable to connect it. The bomb goes down. Grenade on CORSAIR. And it's still a 2-on-2. Can Device make this work? Their economy is completely broken if it doesn't work, and maybe the same is true for MIBR. Another pivotal round early on. And down on the low ground, Fur has been stellar this game so far. He's ready. He wants the headshot. You could see him train on it with the AK-47. The step is out. He sprays. He takes down both. What an adjustment! And that's a triple. Beautiful.
That's a tough scenario for Astralis. Some miscues on their teamwork, but MIBR just exploiting things. So patient. They find Zipnix out in the open on Monster. That's the kill, though. That one on Fur, that's incredible on Dupree, because Dupree maybe just a quarter second and he takes that shot. Another great round. And this has been the mark of this MIBR that we've seen here at DreamHack Masters is Fur has had a resurgence. Fur is playing well. Fallen has been playing well. These are two players that they've been missing over the past month. They've come into this event out of the boot camp in Spain looking brand new. And MIBR has the big advantage, 5-3 in the score. It's going to be another force buy from Astralis. You're right, it is back and forth, and it is nothing given up whatsoever. Nothing is going to be easy as they jockey for the economic power, and MIBR currently holds it.
Yeah, you can see Yanko in the background there saying, listen, they've got their heads down in the dirt, just stomp on them now, get it over with.
We've all heard him say it before.
Yeah, some descriptive language probably coming out. That's a beautiful grenade, shutting down and preempting that push from Astralis. And they are a little worried now, surprised they win that fight. It looked like they were stumbling back a bit confused from that grenade, but big kill on Fur.
I love that play, though, from Astralis, because they're saying, well, if MIBR is going to lean towards this B bomb site just round after round, what that means is likely there's only one person watching for pushes or playing far back. Let's go see if we can take them out. And then you just run and rotate back, and that's exactly what they're doing. Device is there, but Glaive and Matt just stay at long. They're a long ways away from this rotation. Great shot from Dupree, but even better double kill from Stewie. But Fallen, oh, he's not focused. He didn't clear the corner whatsoever, and Zipnix has a lifeline.
Absolutely does. That's the bomb down. Going to buy a lot of time for the rest of Astralis to try and make their way in. Glaive and Make is coming in from that other side and keep grenade in. Oh, he's just so patient, CORSAIR. He wanted him to make that mistake. Sip has got one more chance and he's going to get that flick in. Hiding, waiting in the corner was Sip the whole time. And that really caught them off guard. They got 2 kills on that bomb side. They thought, that's it. Not going to be anybody else. And
yep, misread the situation. Just one little clear to the right could have saved the day, but beautiful play from Zipnix at that B bomb site. And I mean, desperate times as well, winning it with CZs, picking up that AWP. CORSAIR has an AK, he probably takes out Zipnix earlier in that engagement. Instead, it's MIBR back to Deagles. This MIBR team, obviously, the core is so experienced. The players are all so experienced, but together as a unit, inexperienced, and this will certainly test him on stage against the best team in the world. You see that tweet from CORSAIR before we began? You see what he said?
what did he say, Moses? Tell me.
He said, quarterfinal with the best team in the world coming up. They're playing Astralis.
Oh,
It's quite nice.
I like that banter. You got to get that in there. Listen, if you're CORSAIR, you have absolutely no reason to be afraid of anybody in this game. I mean, the guy is already a legend, and it's early in his career. Think of how crazy that is. Device looking over towards long. Could be a gap in the defense. If they get around the corner at the perfect timing here against Device, he's only going to have 1 or 2 shots before they're right on top of him. That's an interesting boost. Normally that boost happens on the CT side, looking the other way, obviously. But that could be fun if you could find someone there. Device was just falling back. He almost actually walks into that line that they were looking for. Molotov is going to be incredibly annoying. They're not happy.
Opportunity for Device, and opportunity missed for the moment. There's going to be some pre-fire at this, an attempted trade, a wide swing. There's a nade come out right through the cinder block, but Astralis is handling this. MIBR cannot push forward. They can gain no ground. Device even sees falling out towards long, but he's finally cornered, and somehow this is now turned into a 2-on-2.
They should think of the time right now. 9 seconds. Just wait for that bomb to try and be planted. No point in fighting before that even happens. Oh my god, they take down Sip as well. How are they doing this? MIBR? Oh, they're out of time. He has to run for Dupree. Right around the corner. Fallen misses it. Dupree staying alive. That was way too close. Much too close for Astralis. They are not really managing to pull on the brakes. They had it locked down.
Yeah, they really did, and it just all of a sudden it just turned. Now Fallen did die after the timer, so that one hurts a little bit, but great round from MIBR. Both of these teams doing massive damage where they really don't have a lot to work with. Got ourselves a B rush, perhaps. Molotov slowing him down in the sewers. Jumping for information, Zipnix sees nothing. Stewie's got 2 flashbangs over by Monster. He's going to toss these over, but Device is going to have the first shot. He's going to get away as well. The no-scope comes in. Astralis, the defense stays strong, and this is going to be a clean win, exactly what they need.
If you're an MIBR fan, you don't want to see Device with that kind of confidence. He thought about running back and just letting the rest of his team sort of take over, but just wanted to sneak in that last no-scope. And this shot from Dupree, the last one.
Yeah, with the Deagle, that was pretty nice.
It's not bad at all, is it? Taking the head off Stewie. 6-5, and Astralis not just finding a little bit of ground to stand on, actually building what looks like the beginning of some sort of economy. the first time in the game, maybe. They've got something to fall back on. Now it's a lot more aggressive for the first. Look at the speed here on MIBR. They walk into another grenade, and Glaive just pops his head up for a kill on Taric, and then he's back down again. They're coming for him, and he's going to get one more kill. That drops the bomb to the low ground. He's looking for more. Triple here for the captain of Astralis, just doing it on his own. I'm not sure he's expecting the ball. Oh my God! Turning around. What has Glaive done? Taking out CORSAIR. They jump at him one at a time, but
that's a sequence that'll make CORSAIR jealous. Fur's gonna respond with one on Dupree. Glaive is just unbelievable. Ever since he joined, this Astralis team has been a force. And Device waiting patiently, knows exactly where the bomb is. And they're gonna walk right into the crosshair. Fur, no chance in that battle. A 7th round for Astralis. MIBR, the change of pace does not work.
Glaive at 11, Megascan 11, but then it's 9-8-6 for the rest of Astralis. They're tightly grouped right now in the kills, and this is hard to handle. Every time you see he checks behind him, every kill he goes to look and see someone's coming through that smoke. And 4 of them, this is really well done. 7-5. And now Deagles on double scout. If this works, surely would be quite annoying to Astralis.
That's a round I think MIBR is going to look at and just be aware that their trading was not ideal, let's say, to put it kindly.
I was going to say, that was it's the politically correct way of doing it, wasn't it? Get that old spin on it, Moses.
Yeah. That'll be used in the film rooms. Magisk looking out towards long. There's a scout jump across and not even going to take the fight. No reason to risk anything. Just wanted the intel. Minute and 10 seconds on the clock. MIBR kind of progressing across the map, but not exactly grouped up. Bomb is out towards long as well. Dropped so that Magisk couldn't see it.
It's so hard to say with this current version of MIBR whether or not 5 rounds would even be enough, because if it was the sort of the old, let's say the old-time high, the SK lineup, I would have said 5 rounds is fine. Like, they could probably get it back anyway on the CT side of Overpass, but
yeah.
I don't know with this one, and maybe nobody can know yet, but they're certainly not doing badly. Just we don't know what the threshold is for this T side and how their CT side is going to exactly function.
That's why this match is so exciting. We get to find out. Taric is going to challenge. Oh, he's been spotted. He wanted to get in, but look at the response. Look at what this is causing. Actually, all of MIBR is coming here, so the rotation from Astralis is to the B bomb site. Same with MIBR. They're going to have a fight here. Smoke is going to allow MIBR to cross into the bomb site if they get there quick, but Zipnix is looking over. Now drops down, and Astralis, everyone's here, and they're going to recover quite nice.
That's a very, very hard call for MIBR to make, because obviously we could tell that if they had continued at the A bomb site, actually Taric's presence down there was causing a big gravitation towards that B bomb site. But instead, he says, well, listen, I'm so close. If I just get 1 kill, it's open and we can go. So just everyone get here and get ready for that 1 kill to happen. And it doesn't, but
the timing as well, that smoke disappears, so then they don't feel safe getting into the site and getting the plan. And obviously, Astralis had all rotated over. So a bit unfortunate, you're right, but still chance. Nice nades on the Device down to 54. Another gun round now for MIBR. Utility being dumped for Device. He's got nothing to worry about now as the AWPer except aiming.
Always a challenge. Now, my favorite reason, or at least one of them, to watch this team, apart from obviously watching CORSAIR play Counter-Strike, is actually when they're a little bit behind and Fallen tries to sort of AWP his way back into the game. He's super successful with it, and I just think it's amazing. He's done it so many times, so I kind of hope that's what we're seeing now. Are they really going to try and run boost their way out? They really are. Hold on to your hats, folks. It's going to make their way around the corner, and he almost had the timing. He just fell back to Dupree. He was up there on the flower bed, but he's going to make his way back. That could have been interesting.
I don't think he got the launch that he was really looking for in that, did he?
Not quite all the way, but I think he might still have been there, and Device is going to be going down. There's Fallen taking him down. And he wants to get more. This is exactly what I was hoping for. He does. Oh! He actually legs Dupree anyway. What are you doing, Fallen? And now 35 seconds. Has he really managed to do it again? That Molotov going to put a bit of pressure on them, but the rest of the team are here. Taric a little bit later on. Megic now starting to rotate in. This is the round they need, MIBR. Going to be smoking off towards that truck and trying to see if they can get close. Tip is even close by. Astralis, they're cheating the rotation and getting very, very close by. There's the lineup for Glaive taking down Fallen. He wanted to get his way back in, and he goes for it again. Glaive shutting them down. And now the pop flashover can at least catch a couple of people, and now they're out of time as well. Glaive is rock solid on this bomb site, and they had everybody here. You can't ask Fallen for more than this, but it wasn't enough.
No, why? How is Glaive so good? It's so incredible. He's able to hold those angles. Fallen coming up, trying to be the entry with the AWP. That seemed a bit wild, but Glaive has all the freedom in the world. Free kill there. The next ones are tougher. He's got one coming long. Fur misses the opportunity, and this is beautiful. Adding that third kill, and all these matter. That's not really a very dangerous hit from MIBR. Didn't seem to have a whole lot of strength behind it.
Yeah, I'm surprised, like, they had all the smokes up, right? I'm just surprised that they couldn't apply more pressure. But maybe as soon as Glaive gets the first one, they feel like they can't cross that line and it kind of just stops.
No, but someone has to. It's in... Oh.
Goodbye.
Yeah, Tarek's head is taken off. Didn't want to... Dupree, know that play happened with the Deagle earlier. Didn't even want to give Tarek the opportunity for it. Well, you're going to get... Your answer to that question, I think, Anders, will 5 be enough for MIBR? Because it looks like they might get stuck here. Shadow shows Glaive again. They almost line up for him, but he's just too good at the moment. Fallen finally shuts him down at the cost of a lot of life.
Yeah, if you're going to have the captain of the team play this way, surely that will rally a little bit of morale behind the troops. They're going to be feeling pretty good right now. No damage from that. Broken windows is all. And round number 15 here. MIBR, they kept the pressure on so much early on, and it's like Astralis rode it out. They sort of survived that part of it.
What's wild is they traded, you know, 6 rounds back and forth. Stewie challenging, but he's legged as well. He's down so low. Well, going for that jumping shot, that's a bit desperate. He's looking for a miracle at the moment. He is going to go down eventually, 2 players, and he was hoping to provide an opening for this B bomb site attack. Device, he's going to be blind. That might have been it. If a Device had pulled the trigger, he would have got it, but CORSAIR provides. He delivers once again.
They find their way back in. There are no more grenades, so even if they're low, this is going to be a bit of a fight. Okay. Just practically throwing the bullets into the bomb site now, and CORSAIR in a 1 versus 2, he gets the 1, but Dupree's there for the refrag, and it's 10-5 in favor of Astralis in the first half here. Amazing job. And Stunner, how do you like this game so far?
You know, quite frankly, Anders, this is one of those games that's going to define how these teams look in the post-player break era. But of course, Sweden has been quite cozy here, and I think they're enjoying this matchup. I don't know if we have more MIBR fans or Astralis fans in the house, but let's just ask these guys. Who's going to win this one?
SK. Or MIBR.
NT, bud. NT, who you got?
FaZe.
Yeah, right. Okay, so I've been trolled. I've been duped. Let's get into the second half. Take it away, guys.
Another stellar segment from Stunner.
Yeah, it's really controlling it at the moment. Listen, I'm with that second guy, though. I picked FaZe to win this whole thing, too, Moses. I was going for that.
I know, but he was asking about just the match, Anders.
Listen, yeah, but that guy just said, listen, to hell with that stuff.
I don't want to play your game.
Yeah, he made his own rules. That's how you're supposed to live. Well, hope you guys are ready for it. Countdown is there. 5 seconds left. The second half coming up. This is the quarterfinals here at the CORSAIR DreamHack Masters. Second one of the day. We've got 2 more to come. Already, NIP are in the semi-finals. And I think this game right now, you can feel the tension, can't you? You know that it's going to be big. You can feel the pressure that MIBR are trying to put on. And Astralis, they were almost buckling under it, but they held on. They got 10 rounds. That's a good start.
I was going to say, Anders, you can feel the pressure MIBR was trying to put on. They didn't accomplish much in the later stages. 7 straight rounds for Astralis. And MIBR would love to put a stop to that run here on the pistol.
Just like Device was playing, he just checks and then falls back. Doesn't want to take a long fight. Wants to use the range of the USP. They only have a smoke and a kit there on the MIBR side, so Astralis pretty much the same kind of setup.
Stewie's getting bored over towards that B bomb site. He's pushing in towards water. He's got some information. There was a stack, but because Stewie's pushed, CORSAIR will join him, and Fallen will rotate back around to come join this A defense, and they're going to start seeing the nades. Tarek spots that went out towards long. This is going to be a tough angle to hit. He's going to jump around the corner. He's got to find it. He can't do it. All alone, and now it's Carrick far away. He's forced back as well. Astralis is unrelenting.
Rushing the bomb site, just chasing them down, but Stewie is back with headshots. Fallen there as well, they turn it around. They were so low on health, all of them, but somehow they fight their way back into the round. And now dupreeh and Device, they must be wondering, how is that possible? We gooshed half of them, we were on the site, and it doesn't work out. Now dupreeh and Device, they need some sort of gift here from the American side to see if they can find their way back in. Fallen just trying to see if he can edge out a kill on somebody. He's got the bomb at his feet as well. He knows they're going to be coming eventually. That's a bit of a run into dupreeh. Oh my god, how is this even possible? And a last kill for Device. I can't believe it. This should never be happening. They're just laughing, but that was a miracle comeback in that pistol round.
I thought that was a phenomenal play from Stewie pushing in. He had the quick flank, and he gets there just at the right moment to stop this hit. He takes all the pressure off his teammates, and then just later on in the round, eventually, look at dupreeh. He just has to hell with this. Pushing forward, beautiful headshots. Him and Device clawed all the way back, trapped inside the site. And that has got to just be backbreaking. They lost the pistol round in the first half and won the second round. Can they do it one more time? Will they even invest in the second round as this tactical timeout comes to an end? And they will invest.
That was what, 2 versus 4?
Yeah.
No bomb plant.
Nowhere to go.
Yeah, nowhere to go. They really had to run down Fallen to get that bomb back, and then they just decided, you know what? I'm gonna get the kills instead.
When all else fails, just call the headshot strategy.
Surprised that doesn't work more often.
Here we go, Fallen buying a deagle, but saving up most of his money for the AWP. But they've got 4 players over at the B bomb site. This could work well if the Astralis continue forward. It looks like they will. Not just going through his own ball, Colin. Oh, there's a nade and a deagle.
Yeah, stop cold, the bomb down, and can they recover it here? Astralis going to be a little bit worried in this round. They've already lost that bomb, and they're a man down. They're also being funneled in from the other side. First sneaking up behind them. They're just kind of in hell right now. Glaive hoping, and somehow he gets it. Flashed smoke, it just doesn't matter to him right now. He's getting every single kill, no matter what's going on, and now it's a 3-on-3. Can they bring it back here? MIBR, they have to steal this round back to stay on this map. And Glaive, he's just got the game in his bones right now. Jumping across his sip, they're just fighting them. Glaive and Device, and then following up another kill on Fur, and that's the round. They somehow survive it. They live through it, even being a man down, and it's 12-5 now.
Glaive has bailed Astralis out of so many tough situations. When MIBR watches this VOD or this demo after this match, they're going to be so frustrated. They've had so many different advantages multiple times in different scenarios down the stretch in these rounds, and it's always just Astralis coming out with it. For whatever reason, they can always turn the tides. And that's got to be so frustrating. You can live with that once or twice and a half.
Triple boost down at the the sewer, the wall. You can look. Oh, they give it up. That grenade might actually catch them. I wanted to see the triple Moses. We almost never see it.
I think people look for it now, and it's, you know.
And they have USPs. So
yeah. And
listen, I don't want to see it because it's effective. I just want to see it because it's fun. All right.
All right, that's fair.
Could even go for a quad boost, Moses.
Quad boost.
Do you know you can shoot through that box on the B-bomb side?
Back to the classics.
Yeah, you know, it's on a roll. I just thought I'd do it. They're all at the A-bomb side. But again, USPs, no armor, no grenades. 100% Moses, they don't win this.
All right. I'll take that. dupreeh challenging with the P250. Here it comes. All the nades, the flashbangs. Device coming in with the AK. And yeah, it should be a slaughter from here. As the smoke fades, all of the defense is exposed. Astralis is at 13. And we really haven't seen... I mean, MIBR is just getting shut down at this point. It's hard to say we haven't seen any life out of them because they have, like I said, had plenty of advantages. They've had some great rounds that just get snatched away from them in the last moment. But there's only so many times you could talk about the silver lining before it's just too late.
We look at the scoreboard right now for MIBR. Fallen, Cold, and Fur, they're all putting in a really good effort. It's not like Stewie and Tarek are so far behind that it's completely devastating. So I really don't think the gap is that massive, but some of the clutches have already gone Astralis' way. If they can just pick up a couple of rounds here, MIBR, I could definitely see them bouncing back into the game. This boost is also a fairly common one, so they might be checking it, walking right underneath. What a flick, though. Glaive gone.
That's what you need. Vintage, MIBR, the core of this team, when they've been so good on Overpass in the past, it was based around Fallen Zopping here in Bathrooms. He was a force to be reckoned with. They're going to need that to return here if they're going to come back from this deficit. It's been 10 rounds in a row for Astralis.
Tarek and Stewie down at the B bomb site. Tarek playing that ramp. We saw Freiburg play this in the last game. It is so hard to play. If you don't turn around at the right time, it's just not going to work out. 3 people are coming through the tunnel. Sip might be a little bit behind setting up a grenade, so... Oh, that smoke is so well timed. They're not happy about that at all.
No, that feels really bad because Fur is advanced in Bathroom, so he has a lot of information that no one's even coming towards A. That means Fallen can cheat back deeper towards Bank, so he can have a fast rotation. This is going to be a really tough defense to break through, but CORSAIR is actually not committed to the bomb site.
Look at Tarek. He's got that one flashbang. When this flash pops, can he get his out in time? No, Stewie's already going to be going down. Device, an absolutely perfect double opening. They had pretty much one chance here, and now Device is just going to continue. Vegas will be the one to pick up the kill, but that is the bomb site Fallen very, very fast. I think if Sip had got that grenade out before Device even got the kill, that grenade would have actually served as a warning for Tarek to try and get his counter in. But because it's Device opening instead with no warning, they're just not ready for it.
I mean, you need to provide a lot more defense than that if you're Stewie and Tarek over towards that monster tunnel. You can't just crumple like that. 2 North Americans having a bit of a rough game here to open up this quarterfinal series.
It'll be another round here for Astralis, 14-5. They must be feeling good right now.
They got to be feeling real good at the moment. Doing some art?
Why not?
Yeah.
Get a little bit in there when you still can. I don't know, what is the comeback plan now, Mose? Do you stick with what you've practiced? Do you just try and hold the positions, or do you spice it up?
I think you stick with what you've practiced so far, because you have to remember as well, this is still very early in this MIBR. Let's not put too much pressure and too much expectations on a lineup that's still very new together, that has looked rough recently. Let's not get swept away by the romanticism of the story of everyone wanting them to be back. You still look at this and say, okay, they have this event. They're going to have a week off before their stage of the major begins, the Legend stage. So they're going to have a boot camp there. Just do everything you've practiced so you know what works, what doesn't, and what you can fix.
Flashbang looked like it got caught in the net there just a little bit. Be careful with that. And Tarek does go down in the return. Oh my god, Device somehow finding that one just barely as the smoke was about to go away.
I have to say, this is the best Astralis we've seen this whole event.
Yeah, bad news for MIBR, but you might be right.
Yeah, I mean, there's no sign of weakness, no sign of those crocs that we saw in the group stage.
I like a little bit of romanticism, though, Moses. I was enjoying the comeback story. I really wanted that to work out.
Well, there's always map 2.
There is always map 2, but definitely running into some trouble early on against the Danes here. You could rewind time, Moses. I do a lot of things differently, but just for the last hour, I wonder if some of those clutches would have gone MIBR's way if that would have given them some more confidence, maybe.
Well, I mean, just even think back to maybe not even the first half. Just go to the pistol round here on this half. 4-on-2. You have them trapped inside the A bomb site. They have nowhere to go, and they're able to fight their way out. That was really tough to deal with.
Yeah, big difference. A lot decided in that moment.
Regardless, they've been blanked on this defensive side, and Astralis is back to looking like that unstoppable machine.
You know that wall that Glaive was shooting through, or whose devices? You can shoot through that wall with the AWP.
Yeah?
Yeah. Right into the monster. You can shoot all the way into the tunnel through that wall.
Cool.
No one ever does it, but...
Was this is the map where Wardell had that weird spam back towards like T-spawn or something, wasn't it?
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot happening on this map.
There's always been a lot happening on this map, Tarek. Now we've got to go on the aggression.
Yeah, they've gone balls deep here, all the way up towards the wall. CORSAIR are going to be picking off Magisk. That's a good start. Double up, Cold and Fallen. This could definitely work. A little bit of a jump. Glaive sneaking around, but he's going to get his face taken right off as well. Dupree trying to reach, but how could he know there's another guy playing there? And 4 versus 2. Now you'd want to see them try and pull the brakes, but how can Tarek get back from this position? Just a gap, and he does make it. Very, very good stuff. And Sip wants to catch them, but Fallen is ready and waiting. Very smart, very good job on MIBR. 10 rounds in a row, Moses. You a believer?
No.
Say yes.
I'm not a believer. Not today. Feeling rather reasonable this afternoon. I mean, obviously anything he can take away at this point is going to be huge. Even if it's 1 or 2 kills. I mean, if you're in a situation now where if Device kills Fallen, there's no one to recover that AWP, so that would be a pretty expensive loss. Are you a believer? Do you think the comeback's going to happen?
Of course. Always. Yeah. Every single time, Moses. Tarek shutting down Device. I'll be 6-15. I mean, Fallen and CORSAIR are the 2 top players right now for MIBR. 14 kills each. That double AWP, if it survives long enough, sure.
It's just mental to think that with the way that guys like Glaive, guys like Device are playing at the moment that, you know, there's not going to be at least one mistake that Astralis capitalizes on in the next 9 rounds. To play a perfect game of Counter-Strike for that long doesn't seem likely. Dupree's going to wait for the fire to extinguish. Come through the water, pop flash in. coldzera wants an angle with that AWP. I think he's going for a timing peek or just an off angle. Gotta be careful. Magus has already crossed over.
Yes, indeed. coldzera maybe feeling a little bit in an awkward position. He obviously wants to do what Device was doing earlier, just get the kill and fall back around the corner, but if they get close enough from the other side, if Magus is the one to initiate, is he going to realize he's up on the railing now, walking right into it, and that's a good kill. And Cold not sticking around. You see the immediate Molotov behind him, so that if anyone tried to chase him down, that wouldn't be all that good.
Just keeping him alive, keeping him safe. Fallen with the AWP is the only one at the A bomb site as well. He hasn't seen anything either. Now they're going to start rotating away, but this is great. The AWPs for MIBR in these past 2 rounds have found the openings that they've needed, or at least found the picks that can alleviate some of the pressure when the hit does come in. As Astralis patiently waiting, readjusting towards Monster. Stewie with the pop flash, the peek. He sees the information. Another one going to come out. He's completely blinded. And that flash might have saved his life, but it doesn't. Glaive with the entry. Can he get more? He's been the hero for Astralis. He continues to push here.
Oh my god, how does he do it? He just can't be flashed, and he's got 3 kills. Tarek waiting. He wants to delay. He wants more than the single kill. Trying to get his team back in the game, but Sip is ready for it. And now Fallen taking down Glaive. It's a 1-on-1 and Sip down on the low ground. How does Fallen make it over the edge? Jumping might have got him killed. A couple of more shots ringing through. He barely stays alive. And Sip has every advantage here. It's almost impossible to make it past. And Fallen knows it. He's going to go down. There's the headshot. 16-6. As Astralis take down MIBR on map number 1 of this quarterfinals. They held on to it. They won both the pistols and did a great job.
They won some impossible scenarios, and I mean, if you're going to do a first map MVP, it goes to Glaive, obviously. Yeah. Had the most kills, but by far the most impact as well. It's that last round. How does he do that?
I feel like they got a bunch of flashbangs off on him, and every single time it didn't even matter. He just got kills anyway. He just didn't care.
He just keeps going forward, and he's like, I'm going to take this no matter what.
Maybe that's the secret to get it to working around flashbangs. You just decide not to care. Just keep moving on, Moses.
Yeah.
Fighting through. I'm impressed. That's not easy to do.
Yeah, no, that was a very cool game, and obviously the jockeying position early on in that first half was a brilliant part, but Astralis dominance has returned. We're going to have Train next, and we'll see if MIBR can they give us a better fight. Stay tuned and find out.
I'm MIBR. I'm a reporter. I found something really bad. And I have been... Who said that? Taken.
Human beings are disposable. But man and symbiote combined. This is a new species. What do you want from me?
You'll find out.
We cannot just hurt people.
We can do whatever we want. Eyes, lungs, pancreas. So many snacks, so little time.
Place your bets at gg.bet. Most popular esports titles. Deposit with convenient payment options. Cool mini games. And 24/7 support for players. Sign up now for the best esports bets at gg.bet.
Sick of losing at your favorite computer game? Fortune introduces the Super Socket. Always hit your opponent when firing. Never die in-game again. Instantly improves the win-lose ratio. It's never been easier to win. Innovative switch technology enhances the incoming power up to 50%. Actually, the Super Socket isn't real. But without power, gaming wouldn't be real either. Think about it.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's Astralis versus MIBR here at the second quarterfinals of the day. And Astralis took down the first map 16-6, I believe, on Overpass. And now we're going to go to the second one on Train, which I hope is going to be great. MIBR, I'd say they really had a lot of pressure to apply early on, but once Astralis found their groove and really and built an economy, they made it work. And Glay was pretty much an unstoppable force in that game.
Yeah, he was pretty unbelievable actually, and I think the big thing was I think Astralis again, like as we see them do so many times, they just figured it out. Like, you know, for the T side of that Overpass, yeah, it was a good exchange early on for those 6 rounds or so. And then Astralis kind of realized MIBR is sending a lot of players towards one side of the map. They're not really spreading out. They're not getting great map control at all times. And then they just kind of stopped them from there. I mean, Device kind of came alive. There was no one like really blowing it up. I mean, Glaive obviously had all the big impact rounds, but you know, Device had a couple impact rounds. Dupree had a couple great rounds as well. And then just some heartbreakers down the stretch, and that's really what was the nail in the coffin.
The team huddle on the Astralis side, and then we'll get right into it. I think they already did knife, so it looks like MIBR starting on the T side and Astralis on the CT side. This is one of those games, at least historically, where both these teams have usually managed to get really good CT sides on this.
Yeah.
I still think there's a problem with the T side, and I know for a fact that Astralis have been annoyed internally that they've sort of run out of strats once the basic ones don't work, especially if the CTs have all the economy. It can be a little bit rough.
Yeah, I mean, every team could say that. If you don't keep teams low in economy on this one, if you don't keep the defense low in economy, you're just going to be in for a bad time. This map gets so much more hard, so much more difficult, excuse me, when Molotovs and nades are raining into each choke point. You can't do anything quick. There they go, one last cheer for the boys. Glaive's still happy. He's smiling. He's got Device giggling as well. What a guy.
Getting that team spirit up and running. I bet they said something rude, Moses.
Think so?
Yeah.
Are those guys rude people? They always seem very pleasant and polite to me.
I think they probably throw out a few words, you know, a few swear words. Makes everyone feel a little bit better, Moses.
Yeah, it does.
Not us, of course, but...
No. Not us.
So, countdown's begun. We are getting very close right now. Let's see what MIBR have planned. Be interesting how these pistol rounds go. I feel like we're seeing... Not like a hard swap towards pistol rounds. I feel like we're seeing more and more elaborate pistol rounds over the course of like the last 6 months. People are getting like a little bit more detailed with them.
Unless you're Ghost Gaming and Navi and just go for B rushes. But here we are, map 2 of this quarterfinals. MIBR backs against the wall. They either move forward or go home. Tarek gonna drop down. And speaking of Tarek, the North Americans need to have a better game here. Tarek and Stewie need to provide more impact for this MIBR team if they're going to beat Astralis on Train.
Sip just looking at the wall, calculating the angle maybe. Just doing a little bit of math in the middle of it. Oh, not even going to be able to get the headshot. Had a chance there, but there are a lot of people down at Pop Dog. This could be very quick. Device is kind of close by on the B-bomb side. Sip's falling back as well, but I wonder if they're going to have time to rotate. There's at least part of the wall. They're missing one of the grenades, but they only had the 2 smokes, and now the deep Molotov coming in. And MIBR, no cancelling this push. They're going to go for it, and Glaive starting off getting the 1 kill. Dupree, unable to guess the angle, and now Glaive up the high ground. Can he actually catch anyone falling back? Oh, he had the chance, but Tarek takes him down instead. 4-on-4, and now Stewie coming with the flank. Just as they're discussing on that Astralis side, how do we get this retake through? This might be completely devastating, and Stewie's waiting for it. He wants more than the 1. Risky play. There's the 1. The double up. Surprise, and no chance for Dupree. Now Device finally going to run him down, but it's way too late. 1-on-3 here. A well-executed plan for MIBR, and it works to perfection.
Even losing a player in that smoke wall as they progress into the bomb site. But yeah, a well-done pistol round. Stewie, obviously, a perfect flank. Great timing for him. And this is what we talk about when we say he needs impact. This is beautiful, even right after the smoke goes down. But the double kill just throws a wrench in that retake. So MIBR is going to be up 1-0. Remember, last map, no one's out of the woods just yet. We saw these trades go back and forth for about 5 rounds. Both of these teams able to win rounds with CZs and Deagles and Scouts. A lot of players outside for Astralis as Zipnix is once again pushed up, and he's got to use that smoke early to be able to get away. Waiting for the spam, waiting for a timing to cross back over. Magisk has rotated in with Device. 4 players above ladder.
Again, we mentioned it on Overpass, but always be wary of Glaive and that CSET 75. He's got kind of a weird
Glaive
talent
and
with
everything at this point.
Yeah, it's kind of true, isn't it? How has he got this good all of it? I mean, he's always been good, but it's just way more now. I don't know how he does it.
Well, he had that tournament, what was it, towards the beginning of the year, where he actually won the MVP for the whole event.
Yeah.
I forget which one that was. But it's not, I mean, I can't remember the last time I've seen an in-game leader win the MVP of a whole tournament.
Missed opportunity, that would have been good. Stewie taking down Sip, and one more kill, and they've cracked this open, and slightly long range there with the Mag 10, but Cold makes it work regardless, and Cell Device is feeling very uncomfortable behind that train. So the rest are going to have to look for exits, so Dupree's backing all the way out with that Deagle. Good round here for MIBR. Again, just getting in the first few rounds in makes a big difference.
Really does, especially after the beating they took on the previous map, losing so many down the stretch. I think it was, what, like a 13-1 run to close out Overpass for Astralis, which is just disgusting. For MIBR, it's probably just like a weird sensation actually winning a round or two.
Yeah, don't want to forget completely what that's like. Yeah.
That'd be a bad thing to forget.
Keep it fresh in the memory.
Yeah, Dupree's hoping for an exit kill. It's not going to happen. Bomb goes off. 2 rounds for MIBR. And it's going to have to be a full save for the rest of Astralis. Dupree's going to have that Deagle armor just by virtue of survival. Very vocal in the freeze time is this whole team.
Yeah, let's see what they could do. The fact that they won the pistol and now are following it up with another round and presumably going to get one more here. Again, that means Astralis, even in the next round when they buy, even if they have the AWP on device, which it looks like they might have, they're still in the position where they can't just... The position that Fur is in right here, if the CTs have a lot of grenades, it's immediately going to get bombarded, and they won't have that in the next round, so it's going to be a rifle round, sure, but not exactly as good as it could be.
Just listen to the teamwork going on there with Fur. Waits for a pop flash, peeks out to the right, gets behind the train after 1 kill, pop flash again, peeks out on the left, gets 1 more frag, and that's just beautiful. And you're going to be able to do that on gun rounds, like you said. Probably not when you have the utility, when the defense has the utility, the Molotovs that'll force them out of that corner and those positions. But, you know, if you have an AK and you're going up against a team that maybe doesn't have the op, maybe they're on a round you can break, you can actually get that aggressive and challenge in that way.
Absolutely. And look at the sort of bonus round coming out here from MIBR. 3 Galils, 1 Tech 9, oh yeah, 1 Mac 10, sorry, and device, and actually 2 others have no head armor. So those Galils could be a bit interesting. That's really worth watching for. A bit of a smoke there, but nothing else thrown inside of main. Oh, they bump right into each other. Completely blind spray. Nobody going down. Oh, just as I say that, Glaive turned his back and got shot down from Tarek, so... Interesting. Flashed through. Device was somehow ready for that. Takes down Stewie.
Even if he wasn't, there was 3 players set up there, but look at this timing hit, going on contact. Zipnik killed that one here. Look at the angle. He's out in the open. He gets through. Somehow he's done it. Mac 10 to finish him off, and Fallen now pushing forward to surprise Dupree. He has the bomb, but he's not going for the plant quite yet. Nice flashbang, and he almost gets it. They almost line up for him.
Could have definitely worked now. Tarek playing defense as the bomb goes down. A stunning headshot to take down Device, and now MIBR. If they hold this, so much economic damage to Astralis. They're going to have a hard time recovering from that. Shooting him in the back, and Tolan turning around. Tarek again doing it. A triple for him. He's taken hardly any damage. And now going up to the high ground. Dupree, how can he picks up the kit? That's fine, but he's got no smoke or anything to actually force Tarek out. So defusing this bomb is going to be nearly impossible. Tarek, he's got it lined up, and he takes the quad kill to clutch the round for MIBR. Well done.
Yeah, especially the improv. Fallen was trying to get away, and as he's getting, you know, pegged in the back by, I mean, the peek from Tarek just there, he was just trying to get away, and Tarek was able to get that kill, that trade, essentially baiting his teammate. Beautiful clutch. 3 kills, and I mentioned him and Stewie had that rough first map. Tarek's at 6 and Stewie's at 4, so this is a much, much better start. Looking way more comfortable on this T side of train. Fortunately for Astralis, everything's taken away. None of that utility. CORSAIR this time is going to challenge. He had the spawn instead of Fur. There's the pop flash on top of the train. Gets information. Can duel at long range. Everyone's out of ladder room as well. There are some players pushed up beneath them around these trains. Magisk, the last line of defense. He's not even going to be able to get that. Good spin from CORSAIR.
Dialed in right now. Sip. Only one left who could do some damage to the economy of MIBR, and he's not going to be able to. Fur will take him down. Another round going in their way, and it's going to be 5-0. You see the comfort again, further to the last round this time, as you said, is CORSAIR.
Yep.
The comfort of being able to stand there and team main, you just don't have that later on. Maybe Astralis have enough money this time to actually try and stop that from happening.
I was going to say, it's going to be this round. Certainly there's going to be at least a Molotov and maybe a nade or two, a timing nade in there. Fallen has picked up the AWP for MIBR, and Magisk and Device will have that as well. Double up setup for the defense they have to contend with, and a timeout here for MIBR to talk things over for their first, their first full gun round that they have to go up against, with the full losing bonus in the favor of Astralis.
Yes, indeed. That double AWP. It's going to be interesting. I'm seeing Meg is one of them, and not Dupree. I would have just guessed that it would have been the other way around.
Yeah, I would have as well. Not sure what that's about.
Maybe they've got something we don't know about yet.
Yeah, maybe they do. Maybe this is something. I mean, I know Chad talked about yesterday, Astralis seemingly under enough pressure to force out maybe some kind of a hidden tactic, some kind of ones they wanted to use for the major. This is fast-paced, though. MIBR is not going to slow down, but you can see the utility is forcing them to be.
Yep, pushed forward Tarek. Oh, and the grenade follow-up from Aegis. That is great news. Astralis hoping to get their first round on the board here on Train. It's been uphill so far for them. Glaive hiding in the corner. No one checking him yet. Oh, the bomb falling very far forward. Going to be hard to recover that one, and now Glaive getting the kill. And the rest of Astralis don't need to fight, although they still kind of are. Fallen the 1 versus 4 here. Missing maybe the last chance that he had. He's actually going to pick up one more kill, and they shouldn't be facing him any longer. He is good enough that if you give him one-on-one fights, he's going to get it. Device takes him down, and that will be the round for Astralis, saving both the AWPs as well. 3 AWPs, in fact. My God.
Yeah, that's tough for MIBR. Look at the difference. I mean, we didn't see a fast strategy earlier in this half, but that utility on the ground just slows so much for MIBR. When their own utility finally gets expended and gets all used and their smokes fade, no one's even made progress, you know, past that first train. Everyone's kind of stuck behind that line drawn by the E-box across the outer yard. Even the pressure applied to the bomb train itself is only the one player with the bomb. Easy frags coming out for Astralis, and a good stop.
And Device wants to take this corner. They do have all 3 AWPs alive. I don't know if anyone's jungled, I guess juggled a rifle with them somewhere. But if not, 3 AWPs and a retake is not going to be fun at all.
Well, at the moment, opening pick for those AWPs. They did great last round as well. I believe it was actually this Brazilian core that really pioneered the 3-op setup, the quad-op setup as well on Train.
Yeah, we've seen different versions. I mean, my personal favorite is obviously the double AWP and auto sniper on Train. That's a classic. But
you're a cruel man.
It's been a while since we've seen that come out.
Well, listen, these ops have done some work. Magisk with a kill, Device with a kill. 2 players down from MIBR. Tarek and Stewie both getting picked off. So, I mean, there's a lot of punch in this team that is no longer available to them. What can the rest of the guys do? Fallen is just holding an angle, and all he can really do is support and hope someone walks into his crosshair, but there's no reason for anyone from Astralis to shift their position. There's no pressure. There's no presence even.
Fallen must have got legged by somebody there. Right. Almost no mistakes being made here from Astralis. Magisk will eventually go down. 20 seconds, though. They can just stand their ground and wait for that eventual plant to try and come in. CORSAIR, and then the follow-up on further. Good job on Glaive, just finding the top of his head. Now Fallen. Obviously going to try and ride it out, but he's very close. I mean, if he runs out of time and they kill him afterwards, and that could very well happen, this might be a complete disaster. Yeah, they're going to get the kill on after the clock is run out, so no bonus money for losing. He is... Oh, they're still going to have the money, but still, that could have got really bad.
Well, I think that's the difference between having an op and not having an op, is the fact that he died after the time. He probably could have, I think he could have afforded one otherwise. That is a bit brutal. MIBR, 5 rounds early. No, excuse me, someone dropped him an AWP over.
Oh yeah, they just made it work. But they have pretty much used all of their bank now, so we want to be careful about that. A couple of rounds here for the Astralis team, and it's looking a bit better now. That double AWP has really worked out for them.
This is exactly what you talked about, though. Once that utility comes out on the CT side, like, look how difficult it is to get anything done, especially early on. Tarek brought down to 36. Fallen tagged to 20. Through the wall, and even utility damage making it worse. So 2 players for MIBR essentially out of the fight within the first 20 seconds. That's brutal. And now Astralis, they can feel the tides shifting in their favor. Glaive's going to get aggressive, and Dupree's there to back him up.
Yeah, very hard to handle. You need to use so much utility if you want to try and fight this. And Fur actually finally getting a kill there on Glaive, even if he was flashed. Not like on Overpass. Dupree going to be going down as well. This is a much better start now for MIBR. Even if they're quite low on health, they might still be able to make their way through. Slowing it down at the moment with 50 seconds, and Sip is so close to cheating into this A bomb site as well. If they have all 3 players here, given how low Fallen, Stewie, and Tarek are, it can still work out. 40 seconds. Everything has been done right up until this point for the T side. Now they need to close it on out. There's the shot from Device. It almost did the damage, but Stewie will get him down in return. 30 seconds now. They need to get on and get that bomb plant down quickly. They're so low on health. This could be a disaster. Sip is on the other side with the AK-47. The edge in. Meg is not even seeing it coming, and he's going to be going down. And even he gets that kill, it's just not enough. Fallen takes him down. Great hold, great patience, but very scary.
Yeah, nice retake of Team Main as well. Coming back in, remember, they were pushed up. Glaive was the first point of contact. He was blind. This one right here, Fur and Stewie both combined for those kills. Nice teamwork between those two, and obviously Device is limited by the Molotov at his feet. So MIBR, they are going to be one of those patient teams. They're not someone who gets those 2 kills and pushes the envelope. They're going to slow it down. They're going to pause a little bit and make sure they're using their utility. A couple good wins for Astralis, but they're out of money as well. Stewie goes down, no one there to trade with, and CORSAIR thinks better of it. Whether he heard the scope or not, he realizes the possibility of a trap.
I actually think this is an amazing lead for MIBR right now. I'm not that confident in Astralis T side on this map. I think them having 6 rounds already and Astralis only having 2 means they are well on their way to being able to maybe put a 3rd round on the or 3rd map on the board here. Could be interesting.
Despite losing Stewie early on, that equalizer from Fallen is great. That is a really cool kill from him to get. 3 players over in the B bomb site right now, but they've done a phenomenal job of having presence. They control box halls towards the B bomb site. Zipnix saw them when he jumped across. So, Astralis has to be kept honest. They have to respect the fact that they could go in her, and Magus has now spotted Tarek back in T-spawn as well. So Astralis has no idea where the end game is going to be. They're desperately trying to find information so they can cheat or rotate, but it's not happening.
No, they might have guessed right anyway. It feels like it will be on the A side, and they've at least got Device on over here with the AWP. There are so many smokes left, though. I wonder if he's going to get any chance to actually use it. Those windows being blown out is a bit of a sign, actually, and Meg is going to go down and check and see if anyone is in there. Dupree holding alone on the B bomb side. Now Device is starting to fall back over. They thought maybe that was a bit of a fake, but it definitely wasn't. Magus seeing one. He's very paranoid about someone coming down that ladder, and if he gets the wrong timing, it's not going to work out. He gets a big double killer now up on the high ground. Sip trying to see if he can find the last player. Magus going down, and they fight their way back. 6 seconds left. I'm not sure they can make it. No, the bomb is dropped. They're just going to run out of time. They almost did it. It was nearly perfect for MIBR, but a couple of more seconds, and they probably would have had that bomb plant.
Nice job from Magisk. Working that so well, taking the risk, taking his eyes off the ladder and peering out towards yard. That's a much needed win, but they lose so much in that victory that MIBR still has them at a point of reset. 4 players go down. Astralis still have that AWP on Device. MIBR's money is suspect as well, but we're going to get a tactical timeout. What a big round for the context of this whole half. This is what could make the difference between MIBR just launching into a massive, almost unsurmountable lead, or Astralis clawing back in to have a solid CT side.
Yeah, I think that definitely was the difference here. I like the fact that MIBR are keeping up the pressure regardless. Why not?
Question is, Fallen going to have the AWP?
Yeah.
Yes, he will.
Just barely picking it up. They've spent their whole... Everybody's poor right now. Tarek has got 1,300, and that's the most of any player in the server at the moment, so... Jumping back across. Last time they lost to Sip here. This time they're going to slow it down just a bit. There are some really mean pop flashes you can throw, so that's why Device is back here hoping that someone is at least going to get a kill. Goes down below. Sip able to pick up the kill, and actually Dupree. That was a 3-way crossfire that they walked right into. What a beginning.
That's 2 rounds in a row now where Astralis has just straight up demolished this default setup of taking over box halls. Stewie and CORSAIR. Stewie taking over that taco role of clearing that position out with CORSAIR. Now it's all on Fallen. Get him back into it. The Godfather with the AWP.
Yeah, but this is where Astralis becomes so hard to play against, right? Because there are some of the teams where maybe you could hope for a fight somewhere.
They're not going to make a mistake here. Absolutely not. I mean, just look at the setup. 2 inside. Actually, Glaive and Device, excuse me, are rotating inside. So they're going to have 4 players at this B bomb site. That's insanity. Magisk is the only one alone, and yeah, he's pushed up towards E-Box. Now Glaive has gone back to him. But Astralis is just reading this very, very well. 35 seconds left, and pretty soon MIBR is going to have to commit.
Yeah, hoping for a boost. That could have been nice if someone had walked up the ladder on the back of that train. 25 seconds now. Started to make their way down the ramp. Sip going to get the early peek in, and then the follow-up from the other side behind the flash frame from Dupree. I mean, that is pretty much perfect. A triple in the round for him before he goes down. And Fallen, I don't think he's... This time, he should die before the time runs out. I think that's the lesson from last round. Device will drop him. So another round. That's now 2 in a row for Astralis. Punctured by a single MIBR round and 2 before that. So finally, the T side will have to save.
Oh, they had him at a breaking point. This is so good from Astralis. They have fought back, even on Overpass. Remember, I mean, when they were having those back and forths, Astralis comes out of that one on top on the CG side, and now again, Astralis has to fight to make sure that they don't get reset too early on. Double nade in towards T-mid. It's all about building money if you're the defense at the moment. Dupree waiting with the SMG underneath, and I think the big thing, I'm wondering what MIBR is going to change, especially towards inside. At some point, you have to expect that Astralis isn't going to keep stacking that lower ramp, but you do need to be able to take those box hauls without taking a loss.
Yeah, that's been a bit of an obstacle at the moment. Bit of a long-range fight there, and actually getting down on the low ground, although eventually they're going to be able to find that kill. Good kill from Glaive. Don't want to allow any bomb plants right now. Just, if you can avoid it, don't give them the $800 bonus. Another round, 5 to 6 now, and moving into round number 12. And what is the way back in here for MIBR? Now, now they are running into that problem where earlier A rushes would have been fun, right? But now you really risk running into Molotovs and grenades.
Oh yeah, no, that's. I mean, it's guaranteed if you try and go fast, you're gonna run through some utility. Fallen listening to YNK. I think MIBR, if they're going to do something outside, if they're going to do something towards that A bomb site, they need to get either a lurker or some kind of an aggressive attack going on in Ivy. That's like the one area of this map that we really haven't seen them kind of try and probe. You know, Tarek's gotten picked off there once. I believe Tarek and Fallen have both been legged in that situation once. They're brought down very, very low from utility and an op shot. So they're kind of shying away from it, but what an important piece of the map. If you can get one lurker to have impact there, that can crack open the A bomb site. All the attention drawn towards the bomb terrain in the outer yard, and one player is able to make huge impacts. Here we go. They're going to go right at Zipnix.
Yeah, he's alone. Hearing a lot of stepping. Not sure when to use the Molotov. He's going to use it quick, but they're on top of him. Can he get the kill? Otherwise, this bomb site's going to fall before anyone can even get here. Now they're coming in from the C connector as well. Still alive in close range, but Dupree going to get truck bombs. Stewie, Sip, still lingering around, almost shut down from the high ground then. 4 on 3, MIBR, they've done a great job, and what a headshot! Sipnix taking down CORSAIR. He stayed alive, lurking down on the low ground, and now Magisk, did he see both? They know that they're up there, that smoke is going to be so annoying, and the Molotov, it's too early. They have another one, and there are no more smoke left on the Astralis side. This could be a heartbreaking turn of events. Spur waiting, and now it lands on top of him. They're defusing it. Oh, no, it actually doesn't. It gets stuck on the burn. It doesn't matter. Still coming through with the save. In spite of the Molotov not working, that could have been a lost round immediately.
How many times have we seen a Herculean effort in these games just go in the other direction? Zipnix does such a good job holding that bomb site, but coming through the smoke, desperate scenario. You split the attention. One diffuser, one person watches lower and one person watches upper. They just can't contain that attack from MIBR. Well done, and a great adjustment. Bum rushing upper. They called the bluff. They said there's no way Astralis puts multiple bodies in box halls 3 rounds in a row, and they were right. That being said, Zipnix still outplayed the entire MIBR team on that hit.
Yeah, I was going to say 9 times out of 10, right? He only, like, at best, he gets 1 kill and then he's out.
I mean, if you ever wonder why we always say that he's the best inner bomb site player in the world, that round is a reason why. There's not many players who can make a stand in that fashion when they're surrounded in that way.
don't really want to go back and peek that Magisk, and I can't blame him. Instead, they're going to send Glaive back around the other way. And actually back towards the B-bomb side, it almost seems. He's very, very far back towards CT spawn now. MIBR, 3-man hit out of Ivy. Do you approve, Moses? It's a good idea. Might give up on it, but it looks like they wanted to.
I don't know about 3-man. I think you need a little bit more presence out of team main. Could make it work. What else do they have left? They're gonna smoke to the right. Oh, they're gonna go right through it. Is that Stewie? Yeah, jumping through the smoke, and he might get caught. Glaive's gonna love that. Smoke to the right again, and that's gonna slow things down. Punch on Glaive, but he's gonna love it. He'll take those all day long, and Magisk as well. An aggressive defense outside, and the other two players of MIBR just can't go forward. No ability to trade in mid when you only have one in ladder room and one in team main. I'm not sure what the plan was there.
I mean, probably wrap 3 people around towards CT spawn and just distract all the attention away. But it's dangerous.
I know none of us like really want to do it, but can we just all agree that the wrap strategy from Ivy just doesn't work in this version of Counter-Strike?
It's my favorite strategy,
I know,
Moses.
I understand. There's a lot of nostalgia with it. Everyone loves a good wrap. I don't think it rarely works.
I've seen it work at least once in the history of global offensive, so. You might be right. It might be a slight bit too hard to execute. Now that back on pistols, I've got to say, 7 rounds actually more than I thought MIBR would get on this particular one. That's smoke going down. Interesting. Right in front. A lot of damage. Oh, no armor on Fur, so he doesn't like that at all. Sip just waiting on the other side. He's just going to re-smoke it. They feel very blocked off. They've lost so much on the map. A bit of a trade there. But it's a good one in favor of MIBR.
They're going to be very happy with that. Once you get that kill, you start getting people to shift their position. Those deagles become a little bit, they only have the one deagle, excuse me. Can become a little bit more dangerous, but you're relying on Fallen, obviously, with this AWP. Trouble is, you know Zipnix was pushed up behind this smoke, so you got to be patient. It's going to take some extra seconds off the clock as he has to clear up all these angles and box holes. I imagine it looks like they're going to try and get Fallen to find a kill either on Zipnix or Device. Make some noise, make a distraction, and Bomb is going to come out Ivy, but Magisk and Dupree are going to be here, and there's going to be no one who can fight them. That is a nice piece of movement to bait out the shot from Device.
Imagine if he hit that. It looked like he could have. He certainly made an impression over on this side. A lot of people sticking around to wait for him. Now again, this Ivy push, but it's just so much less potent than it was last time. They have they have nothing to really come through with. Not even a grenade. Fallen gets a kill on Sip regardless, but is it too late? He goes down on the other side in Pop Dog, and the bomb will at least be planted here. Device making a bit of noise coming in from behind CORSAIR, but not enough that he could hear it, and I don't know what Fur can do. Clocking a 1-on-2. I wish I could spin this in a good way, Moses, but it's bad.
I feel bad for Fur. Here we go. Device. Doesn't even need to do anything. Dupree just rips his head off.
Yeah, they made that work.
Listen, fair play to MIBR, though. That's a great round to get a plant out of. Fallen does a lot of work. He gets the opening pick for MIBR, the trade kill. He finds Zipnix trying to push up, and he pulls rotations away. So to get that plant is a pretty desperate and a pretty incredible thing.
Yeah, and without the plant, they would actually have been missing a lot of money, which would have taken away. I think almost all the grenades they have right now is because of that. So big difference being made. 7-7, all tied up as we move into round number 15 here. The last of the half on the second map. Like I said, I really think MIBR have made a big statement here on the first half. I'd say there's a decent chance they can pull this away, especially if they win the pistol. But even without it, I think they're in a good position.
Oh, CORSAIR going for the entry. He's quick. Zipnix not going to get caught by that twice. And actually, even they're pressuring everywhere. So many different locations. There's no smoke to give this comeback. Fallen's already there. They almost doubled up. Fur with response, but trades back and forth.
That double kill would have been everything. Deep grenade does a little bit of damage, and the bomb plant actually not really going through just yet as a Glaive on kill. Well, kill on Glaives does ring out. It's just too quick. Magisk can Sip 2-on-3, and that smoke blocking off at least one of them from getting into the action. Sip still doing a little bit of work, taking down Tarek. And CORSAIR hiding over by Pop Dog. He's going to be very important. Sip
Yeah, Anders, actually I am, and I found probably one of the only other Cloud9 fans in attendance here. It's Willie P. Talk to me, man. What do you got here?
Well, you know, I mean, you gotta admit it's not the best scenario. You've lost the first map, but you know, if we're gonna be honest with ourselves, this MIBR team is probably one of the best lineups, one of the most stacked lineups we've ever seen.
How about this? Why don't you get this crowd on their feet before we go into the second half?
Okay, let's see. Okej, jag vet att det ser lite dåligt ut för MIBR, men det enda jag vill säga är Vamos MIBR! Let's go!
Okay, I think we have some MIBR fans, not to be confused with that other word, but anyway, thank you. Let's jump into that second half, and let's see if they can do it right here.
All right, getting everybody fired up now. A round ahead, and I mean, I think this is great. I really think they have a good chance of it. If they get the early economy, I think they can lock down Astralis on the second half. I think there's a very good chance that can happen.
Yeah, I mean, actually, it's kind of surprising though that MIBR is in the lead. It almost doesn't feel like they should be because of how dominant Astralis was again in the later stages of that first half. I mean, MIBR only won 3 rounds down the stretch, but they got the first 5. That's such a nice buffer to have gotten off that pistol round. Here we go, though. They got to get started much like that. If they want to take this to a third map, if they want to take this to Inferno, it's going to be fast-paced, down ladder. Tarek missing shots, calling it out, and there's a Goosh on a fall, and he's got to get past him. He's surrounded, though. He's all alone. He's got no more teammates around him. And Cygnus pushing up. He's covered by Magisk. Bodies falling all around him.
Yeah, they're getting crushed on this bomb side. The pressure is too much. Now it's a 1-on-2. They have CORSAIR left. Not a bad player, but the smoke goes away. Device is ready, and Astralis win the pistol round. And I think that's very, very important. Like I said, even if MIBR don't get this pistol, I still think they're in a good position. But now, it definitely buys a window back into the game for Astralis. Let's see how far they can push it.
This is going to have to be a grind for MIBR.
Double Scout Max 7. They're pretty heavily armed in this round, actually.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously they're crazy enough to do it, aren't they? Here we go. Is it going to be fast again? No. Things slow down. Fur wants to get close up with a shotgun on lower ramp. At the moment, he's not. Fallen and Fur to defend inner. Stewie, CORSAIR, and Tarek outside. Oh, Tarek. Oh my god, somehow he spins. That is great, and CORSAIR can almost build upon it with that deagle, but they're out team main. He's got to fall back. Dupree almost has the edge.
Yeah, he was jumping for that kill. Grenade rings in close, and CORSAIR never stood a chance on that one. Dupree really wants to see if he can wrap around that. Molotov's kind of blocking him a little bit. Headshot on Fallen, and now Stewie with the scout on the other side, trying to get away, but he's going to get found as well. And Fur, well, can use them at long range, but it's obviously not the preferred method. So Astralis, sometimes they're a bit slow in these rounds just to make sure, again, you don't run into stacks. This was high pressure.
Yeah, well, they had the speed. They had the quickness to get out teammate and that aggressiveness. And once they got that kill onto Tarek as well, they saw where CORSAIR was falling back to with the deagle, and they were just like, we know we have space. They knew exactly where he was behind the train. They were going to nade him out, and then once he's gone, there's no real pillar for that defense to stand on. So relative safety for Astralis. It's going to be 9-8 as they take the lead.
Yeah, probably will be 10-8, you have to imagine. Outside chance that Fur can find the right spot for the max 7 in the next round, but I wouldn't count on it.
Even if he gets a couple kills, right, it's still not ideal. I mean, it still doesn't put you too much confidence that he's going to be able to win that round. Or MIBR would be able to.
Just run into teammate Moses with it.
Yeah.
Get it up.
Get
right
it
in their
there.
face. Okay.
There's the beer.
That guy's into it.
I like that.
Double, I mean, it's not quite double fisting them, but he was using 2 hands. Round number 18 now. Dupree, very, very quick. He's just running all the way out. No stopping. Bit of a grenade, and again, the lack of body armor does a fair bit. He seems to have hit his stride right now.
He's in a good place. And obviously Astralis, with this kind of a speed, a lot of confidence, and they're really feeling the game. Device. Oh, this dude's just out of range. That's unfortunate. Ooh, that's about all she wrote for MIBR in this round, though. So nice bonus money being picked up by that shotgun, and CORSAIR trying to confuse his opponent, but Matt just knows it's not cleared. Bomb's gonna get planted. You're right, 10-8 in the favor of Astralis before the weapons can come out. We will have that op on Fallen, though, and MIBR needs to get started. Remember, they got dumpstered on their CT side of Overpass. They cannot let that happen again. They need to get going quickly and regain this lead.
Yeah, they got a much bigger buffer this time. Last time it was almost like that first rifle round they got. If they didn't make that work, it was
over.
It was at least close to, right? And now they've got a little bit more to work with. Still, they're in that similar position. They have the rifles, but definitely not the grenades. One of them going into main anyway, just trying to make sure that Dupree, he was going to come running out once again, was maybe going to get shut down early. And I like this push-up from Tarek. It's a powerful position close to Pop Dog like that.
Listen, he's playing with Fur out there. Those two players love being aggressive. That will be fun to watch. CORSAIR backing them up. Fallen is going to be the rotator from the inner bomb site. Great kill from Tarek. There's some of that aggressiveness, peeking in towards ladder room. What is the response from Astralis? There's not a lot of utility on the MIBR side. They've got 2 smokes, no kits. Maybe trying to hold on to those smokes just a little bit for later in the round. Fur's got one, and Stewie has the other. Stewie's inside, so he's waiting for some kind of indication that they're coming, and then he can block one of the choke points off. Probably upper so that Fallen can use the op.
Stewie falling back. A little bit of an orthodox position. Kind of more. You can Molotov this position from the outside, but usually people don't do it. And given that they only have 2 Molotovs, I doubt that they will. So you might have an opportunity to stay alive. He's got Fallen covering him on the right-hand side, and 38 seconds. Astralis really drawing out the time. Look at Tarek and Fur on the other side. They are going to be behind Astralis so incredibly quickly. And the problem with a double flank like this is if you kill one of them, you expect that's the only one, and then you continue with the plan. And that would be a fatal mistake if that happens. Now Fallen looking at high ground. Stewie going for the re-peek, and Device is ready for it. Fallen has to stay alive while the flank is coming in. They're both coming up the ladder now. Sip is kind of looking for it, and the bomb finally going down. Very close indeed. Fallen almost ready. There's the AWP shot, but there's a second player. Gets it anyway! Taking down Megis, and they're in trouble now. Astralis, just Sip left on the high ground. Surely this is going to be a defuse. They've got him locked in. He's going to get the headshot on one, but again, Cold is now holding it. The Molotov will force him back, and Fallen diffusing inside of the smoke. It's a rather long defuse, and Sip, can he get the timing? Not going to be able to. Cold saves it, and MIBR win. It got real close at the end.
I was going to say, Zibnik's actually had a chance to stop that. What a great sequence from Fallen. That is the vintage Fallen that we've been missing. We've seen that so much out of him, except in this past month or so. Just finally at the last moment realizing there's one more player inside the site and landing and rescoping in. That is a desperate situation. MIBR lost a lot. Actually, I mean, in a 4-on-5, that initial hold, Stewie and Fallen, they couldn't get anyone on the cross. They really wanted to get at least 1 kill on that cross, and that's what would have helped make that less costly for them, more secure.
I never realized Janko's using his hand so much when you talk about it. We can get some great gifts out of this. Like, I feel like he's got it all lined up.
He's a bit of a hand talker, isn't he?
That one was like the DJing gift, like he was, you know, turning all the dials and the and all that.
Vinyl?
Yeah, he was doing all that. And then earlier he was doing like the chopping block, chop off with the heads kind of. I think he's got it all going on.
He's got the one where he taps his temple as well.
Yeah. 9 to 10, 20th round. I would love to see some Janko gifts.
I'm sure we'll get plenty. Fallen, oh, cannot switch over. Device beat him to that point so quick. Stewie's here, though, to at least hold it down. That's going to force them away. Device tosses the Fallen off out of the reach of anyone from MIBR. Early advantage for Astralis, though. Tarek's up next. He gets the opening, and he can't follow it up. A CORSAIR and Fur. They get 2.
What a great way to defuse the threat out here now. A little bit more backup could be coming in, although Stewie's still not sure if anyone's sneaking in on that B-bomb site. He wants to be careful, not able to adjust. CORSAIR up on the high ground to take down Magisk, and Device, he's got so much time. I mean, this is one of those best 1-on-3s that can be done just because of the time that's left. Getting 1 kill, but now worried. Fur is actually behind him in T-main. Device might just want to wait and see if they give him a chance. Smoking up, and he's about to walk into it. A great position for Fur. Another round here for MIBR, tied up 10-10. They are coming back into this game in a big way now and breaking the Astralis economy.
Might have been a little bit too fast for Astralis. I think they were expected to be able to exploit rotations a bit more, and actually, they almost had the right idea. A lot of MIBR was caught in a rotation into that B bomb site after that kill comes out onto Fallen, and Stewie called them off. They got outside just in time. But the speed with which Astralis re-attacked at A kind of prevented them from using any of the utility they had. A couple players died with flashbangs and smokes. They couldn't kind of get any safety. Allows MIBR to even things up at range.
They actually force anyway. I'm kind of impressed. They only had 2 people that had any kind of a bank, and they buy 2 AKs and an AW. That's basically 2 people buying all of that stuff, and then the rest are going to be with next to nothing. That's kind of interesting.
We're seeing this trend happen a lot. I mean, I know Navi, as we mentioned, is a popular. I mean, have made it look pretty good. Finding ways to force buy just enough every single round to be dangerous, but and not enough to like break the bank entirely. You can continue to force buy in this fashion with maybe just 1 to 2 players missing really hard-hitting weaponry.
It looked like they maybe wanted to go quickly down Pop Dog, but they were kind of waiting for it. Is Glaive setting up for a grenade that's going to land over there, or is it just going to be for the peak? Yeah, it's just going to go into the sky, so just for the pre to come and take a look, and unable to find anybody. Just hoping that there was someone momentarily flashed, so probably worth the attempt.
Tarek's done a great job in ladder room. They haven't been able to clear him out, really. I think the best they've done is a 1-for-1 trade when he had a CZ. Fallen watching towards team main. That's a lot of cover. Here come the smokes outside. Indication that Tarek is going to have some issues, and he falls out. I think he's out of nades as well for that ladder room, so he's trusting Fallen. One's already crossed.
Spray holding on. A couple of more bullets would have maybe had that kill, but Device takes him down. 35 seconds, and CORSAIR hiding. He sees just the feet, and it's enough to get the kill. He definitely knew that was coming. And Stewie headshot through the smoke, stopping the bomb from going down. And it's all on Sips. 25 seconds here in a 1 versus 2, and they're right on top. They're going to shut him down. Good double for Stewie in that round. MIBR now back in the lead, 11 to 10. So close to doing it. And Fallen with 17 kills, Tarek with 15. They're really all pitching in for this one.
Yeah, they're doing a great job. coldzera's had a couple crucial double kills outside throughout this half. Force buy doesn't work for Astralis, and Stewie stopped the plant inside of the smoke. No bonus money, so MIBR, this should be the easiest round they'll probably have all half. Some upgraded pistols, but no armor, no utility for this B side.
Don't jinx it, Moses. You just don't want to do that.
Fur's got my back.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It suddenly looks like it. Okay.
Tarek is...
That got a little bit wild.
Yeah, it did get a bit weird with the scream and everything afterwards. That was good.
Yeah, I think someone...
Someone was really into Tarek getting shot in the top of the head.
Oh, well. Glaive... Oh, Fallen. Is he really going to try that? I think he was thinking about it. Excitement all around. That was a little... You see Yanko's hands? That was a little like phone emote that you got going on. Call in the airstrike. Shut these fools down.
He is going to be great, isn't it?
I can feel it. We can have like just 100 different Yanko gifts really quickly.
There's a lot of possibility for that. Well, I mentioned at the start of the series, if you weren't tuning in, Yanko was excited for this matchup to be drawn yesterday.
Yeah, he felt like they could really make it work. And honestly, on this map, they've looked great. They've really stuck to it, especially after the beating that they took on the first map.
Yeah.
Well, I was a bit concerned that they'd come into this one feeling slightly flat, but that has not been the case. 12 to 10 right now. Economy on the Danish side looking awful, however way you turn it. And they've used everything in this round, but they're going to be back saving if they can't pick it up. MIBR. What have they got for us? Have you noticed that no one's tried to push Ivy on the CT side at all? Which used to be a fairly popular thing.
I think it's just a risk that no one is really willing to take at the moment. I mean, neither of these CT sides did a great job of building up any kind of economy to be too risky, right? Like, you know, if you take a risk in it and you lose it, that's the round that might just break you. No AWP on the MIBR side. 5 M4s. very passive at the inner bomb site is Stewie. He's not even able to get information at the moment. Doesn't even realize that Zipnix and Device are clearing that out and crossing.
See how Fallen's just holding that grenade for Cold if anything happens.
Or if Cold calls for it because of a footstep. Any mistakes over towards Ivy, and that's the setup.
It might actually be Cold for 45 seconds. Maybe if Glaive and Magus can kill Cold here, they can draw somebody out. They're going to be able to do that. Stewie's still sticking on the bomb site. That's really important.
This is all a fake.
Yep.
Astralis is going towards the inner bomb site. Stewie is going to have such a big job to do. Fallen needs to figure this out. Oh, he looks for the long way, but he adjusts. He recovers in time, and Stewie has no idea. They're down lower ramp. This battle over towards Ivy is intense, but it doesn't matter. It's all on Stewie, and he still doesn't know his teammate's going to rotate right into Zipnix.
Waiting for it. Tarek goes down. That's, I mean, Stewie held his ground, but what could he do? Sip turning around for the kill there, taking him down. Absolutely big news, and the fact that the Molotov caught Fallen over there is just such a disheartening way to lose that battle. For hoping to keep the AK alive, they kind of needed to give it to Tarek, actually. I mean, maybe Fur could buy for him, but you'd prefer to have just a weapon you could throw on over. They're going to have money anyway, but that was a nice attack from Astralis. A lot of it was obviously on the fact that they could get the kill on Cold.
Right, that was a great kill. I know we didn't obviously see the timing of when that flashbang blew. I don't think they were entirely blind of it. But just so passive on the B bomb site. By design as well. I mean, you have to say, like, that's the way that they wanted the strat to work. It was just, you know, you don't have any information in there. You don't even know what's going to be coming. MIBR 12-11, and they swap into the double up. Stewie's got one. Fallen's got one.
Yeah, see where they push this. 24th round. We are drawing towards the end of this second map here, and it's not really clear who's running away with it right now. A lot of the remainder of this is going to be coming down just to the economy, and it's not like anyone really has that much. I mean, Astralis built up a fair bit in that last round, but it's definitely not an infinite resource at the moment for any of these teams. And Stewie, he's like, yeah, this is dangerous. If you miss this first shot, you could get shut down. You might not be able to get it back. Smoke is going to be there, but perfect kill on Sip. That's what we like to see. And now back to the low ground. Oh, flick to take down Dupree. Nice defense being set up right here. And Astralis kind of getting stuck a little bit. Even if they make it past now, how on earth are they going to try and hold this from the 5 men of MIBR coming in on the other side? A smoke and a bit of a trick maybe to try and set it up on the sidewalk here, but they know it right now on the Danish side. They're in trouble. The full force here of MIBR going to come for them. And they are fast down on the low ground. Stewie just continuing to wreak havoc with the AWP, taking down Glaive. And Magus can devise. I mean, there's nothing left. They might almost just walk away from this. How can they stop this defuse?
You might as well. You can't. They're on it right now. Yeah, and Astralis is giving up on it. There's so much utility. Stewie did such a good job. That is a beautiful performance with the AWP. Some fast shots, some great mobility. And he was so effective that MIBR didn't even have to use any nades on the retake. They just got into the bomb site and used everything to block off to make sure that the diffuser was going to be safe. Safe and sound. Zipnix maybe peeking a bit early before that smoke plumes. This is a great one. It's like he had some weird timing, some weird sense, and saw it, and like knew Dupree was going to come at that second. Wasn't even scoped in on that point.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, then he's going to get shot in the side of the head. So perfectly done. Giving them 13 rounds.
Those two saves, it was such a good decision from Astralis. The bonus money from the plant, I mean, they're pretty healthy in terms of their economy, even if they lose this.
Is it going to be a fake? Are they going to try and create a bit of a wall outside and then run for the B-bomb site? They don't even actually throw the grenades, so for whatever reason, they've kind of given up on it. But it looked like they were about to. Stewie and Fur down here.
Stewie gave up the AWP. He is an M4. I think Astralis is trying to take advantage of the fact that they think there's going to be an AWP inside, and that's changed.
Yeah, might be in for a rude awakening. Fur challenging there on top of the fire, and a great shutdown. And now he said Stewie down the low ground with the M4. He works out. He gets the headshot, taking out Sip. Grenade gonna land right on top of Glaive, and he actually puts out the fire as well. He's doing everything right at the moment. Hiding inside. He does get caught, but I'm not sure it's enough here. The bomb not going down. Device is the one who has it, and is he going to try and plant in front? How is Glaive going to stop this defuse if it's planted up here? That's very, very sketchy. Device He's still alive, but they've got one chance right now, Astralis. They really need to win this round, otherwise this map is simply going to slide away from them. Up on the high ground, looking for it. And one more shot, and they're also getting flanked in the meantime. Fallen coming in from that side, and Glaive is kind of ready for it. Device looking for more. 2-on-3. There's a great headshot from Glaive. Another one coming in from Device, taking down CORSAIR. Somehow they turn it, and Tarek is on top. He's got the kid. He's holding it in. Oh, he comes off for the kill, and now back to it again. And Glaive, can he get there up on the high ground? He gets the kill, saving the round. Astralis still on train, staying alive. That is so close.
That's an unreal round between these two teams. Trades back and forth, and again, every advantage it feels to MIBR. 3-on-2 in the post plant. Glaive, beautiful job watching the flank. That's a hard corner to clear, and eventually finishing it off as well. But Device just sticking that plant at the back of the bomb train. He just said, you know what? It's too dangerous for me to try and get out of here. You gotta love that switch of weaponry, though, from that inner defense. The all passed over to CORSAIR, taking the M4. They did a great job. 3 kills between Stewie and Fur to hold that inner bomb site for at least as long as they could. Also, think about it this way. Device had to run to the back of the train to hunt him down to clear him out of that position inside the smoke. If he doesn't make that play, if he just plants the bomb, if he just says, all right, Stewie's on the other side of the train, I can at least get the plant, and then we'll see what happens, they probably don't win that round. Then it's a 4-on-2.
Yeah, that whole round was right on the edge. Now look at the economy for MIBR. Astralis, they've been a very hard team to break throughout this whole best of 3. They sort of how they keep holding on to it, and the fact that there's almost nothing going on right now on the CT side in terms of economy means this might be a slightly better round, although as you said, Tarek's been hard to get rid of in Pop Dog. C-set 75 works out, taking down Glaive.
He just knew exactly where Glaive was going to land. He just put the crosshair there, and as soon as he got blind, holds the trigger. Nothing you can do about that. Stewie close up. Fallen's going to rotate in towards that B bomb site. It actually looks like Astralis, they've had a pretty big lean towards that inner bomb site. Favored it recently. I think it might be such a... Actually, Ziptic doesn't have any utility. He can't throw a fake, so yeah, this is going to be all outside.
There are quite a few deagles waiting for them here. If just one of them is a headshot, suddenly it's not looking so hot anymore for the team side. That stolen AK-47, putting a little bit of pressure on it. Fur does go down. Cold only gets the one. They almost lined up for it. And it's Scout versus AWP, but Sip is actually just going to cancel out that fight. Man, they are well-timed here on the Astralis side. That was all at the same time. Very hard to stop.
Yeah, very good at taking pressure away. Ooh, nice shot from Zipnik. Immediate. Astralis is very good at juggling aggression as they come out. Unfortunately, CORSAIR and Tarek couldn't get that kill fast enough, and they're just lined up for everyone else. That was only a half buy, though. Scout, CZ armor was a light buy. That means MIBR is going to have a good one this time around, or as good as possibly can be. They have a kit. They've got 4 rifles, and they've got the AWP on Fallen. 13-13.
See how quick Sip is to actually get out of Pop Dog to challenge Fallen so that he can't get back around the train? Like, that's such a quick communication on the Astralis side, because Fallen was spotted by Device, I think, who saw him sort of fall back with the scout, and he just calls it for Sip and says, all right, he's fallen back that way. Immediately they know it. Let's see what they could do now. MIBR, I feel like they've done a remarkable job being ahead on train, keeping up the pressure, but it isn't done until it's done.
Just such a grind down the stretch in terms of everything. These clutch rounds, the money, the things you can bring into them. Famas on Stewie, no armor on Fallen. Windows being broken now. Stewie and Fallen towards that inner bomb site. Fallen's far back, though. He can rotate outside very, very quickly, and he might have to. Tarek's playing ladder room on the bomb train. Smoke comes out, building the defenses, and Astralis can wait this out if they choose to, and it looks like they will. Just trying to bait out some utility. They've done a great job to do that.
Timing the breaking of the window with the flashbang could be really interesting. I want to see that done again when someone's actually there, if they turn around just to look if there's a smoke or a Molotov coming on that other side. 35 seconds. The Danes not leaving themselves very much time. This Molotov could maybe break up some of the push at least. It's going to be right in front of them as they run through, but the timing is good for Glaive. Picking up the first kill there on Tarek, and now they're getting dangerously close to that bomb site. Fur has to get into play somehow. He can't just linger around here forever. CORSAIR getting one, but the bomb is being attempted right in front, and Fallen, he can't actually get into play. Fur all this time has been lurking No one's really looking for him right now. Is he eventually going to be the man to break this one open? That's the big question. There's a long flank coming in from Stewie on the other side. This is a high-intensity situation for MIBR. If they can't make this work, they might end up losing this map regardless. And now first starting to creep in just a little bit. Stewie coming up from behind. Clock is ticking on that bomb. They're running out of time, second for second here. And here comes Stewie. He's the one to open it. Getting one kill with the FAMASA. Great follow-up by Megs. Turning around for the headshot. It's still a 2-on-2. And they're almost out of time. Right in front is that bomb, and they just can't do it. Sip sees it. They had one player left to find that they could not. 14 rounds for Astralis. It's so close all of the time.
That flank just took way too long to come to fruition. That is harsh. Tarek gets caught. It's a cool trick from Astralis. They throw the smokes they've been throwing this entire half. And Tarek sees him. It's supposed to be that wall of smoke on the train, but they don't throw one on purpose. It's the one on the right side of the bomb train. So when the players come out ladder and they just hug that wall, Tarek's falling back thinking it's that same wall of smokes executed, and he's just completely exposed. No chance for him in that round. Even if that flank, even if MIBR was able to get him the fuse in that previous round, with Fer going down, he had the only kit, and that kit was so far away from the bomb.
Yeah, that's another good point. 14 or 13. Astralis now edging ahead, just one round here, and MIBR, they've gone for the force up here. They know they have to keep doing it. Jumping down in the Molotov and Glaive chasing him. Tarek was not expecting that. That is so aggressive, and now they kind of have to focus a little bit on that while this B push is happening. Fer goes down to Sip, a great opening. Just Stewie left in the bomb site with a UMP. Oh my God! He comes up with a double headshot before he goes down. Is it enough? And now it's a 2-on-3, and they're getting locked in. Sip is just such a terror on this bomb site. They don't know how to get rid of him. He's done enough damage almost to kill 4 people in this round. This 2-on-2, it should be impossible. They just do not have the health for it. But do you give it up instead? That's the question.
You might have to. You don't have kits either. And yeah, definitely fallen. Bail out, save the AWP. That's the only option you have left. Astralis, 15-13. They've made it all the way there. One round away from the semifinals from NIP.
This has been an incredible map for Sipnix. Just look at how active he's being in some of these pushes. They can't even worry about the bomb or anything else. He's all the way back at where they're trying to reinforce from, and it's hard to stop him, really. 15-13, ladies and gentlemen. Map point, one round away, Astralis from entering the semifinals, facing against NIP.
Yeah, that would be a very, very fun game. A very tough task for NIP, but still, let's not count MIBR out just yet. Astralis still has to get there. They have to win one of the next 2 rounds. They seem to have the numbers. I mean, we always talk about Astralis' ability to adapt as a team, but look at the way even Glaive has adapted individually. This time when he drops down ladder, he goes through the Molotov. He just gets aggressive, doesn't even drop the flashbang. He just runs right through it, takes Tarek out before he's even ready. He was sick of losing that fight so many times.
Yeah, but just imagine that. I mean, if you call that out to your teammates, say, listen, I know I've lost this, 5 out of 5 times, but the 6th one is going to be the one working.
Yeah, 6th one is sixth one is the charm. Here we go, timeout's over. Last chance, deep breath for MIBR. Down 2 rounds. Fallen has that AWP, he's taking it outside. MIBR, all the utility. Look, they want to get aggressive towards Ivy. You were wondering when we were going to see a push. It's now, but that Molotov stops it. And actually, that's Magis just throwing it and then running away. Not even close to Ivy at the moment.
No, just wanted to have a bit of a presence there. See where they end up in this round. Device has got this angle covered. Does he want to peek it? The jump is out. They did see each other, and yeah, Fer is not going to go back for seconds. Don't really blame him. Fallen has the op on the other side, and he's obviously will have called that out. Tarek with the scout. Still actually bold enough to challenge it. That's interesting.
Yeah, they even spotted the op there, and he's like, yeah, I'll take that fight. Let's see if we can get anything with it. CORSAIR. His presence is known towards the end of Ivy by Magis. There's a smoke down.
Oh, if they actually go for A, both Tarek and Fallen, that scout and AWP behind the wall of smokes, that's going to be very hard to do anything about. Smokes are going up a little bit in front. Tarek with a nice kill there on Glaive. That's going to have a big impact. They lined up for a double tag. Both Tarek somehow scout and tearing apart Astralis in this round. 3 versus 5. The bomb is down, sure, but they're lacking a couple of people in this defense now. Almost out of grenades, actually entirely out of grenades now. Tarek's got another line up here. More damage being dished out. It's Device with a return kill at the very least, but they should be able to do this. Another Molotov and actually a smoke picked up on Fur. They can block our sip in that pop dog position, and that's going to be vital. Now smoking up the bomb, and Device still waiting for it up on the ladder. He's almost alone now. He can't really do anything, and the bomb is being defused. You see Sip completely being denied from entering that fight.
What a round from Tarek. He worked his way around that bomb train so well. Very quick peeks, very swift shots. The follow-up, he wanted to finish off Glaive. That duel has been interesting throughout this half. Dupree goes down as well, but it's the utility picked up, that smoke, and like you said, the Molotov towards ladder room. That's the key. No one can peek at that point, but Tarek whittled down those forces, and now a little bit stronger of a buy to force overtime for MIBR. Can they do it? Nade doesn't chip very much damage at all. Stewie close up at lower, Fur in there with him. 2 M4s for the defenders of the B bomb site. Astralis has readjusted again. Now starting to go back towards outside, and Glaive wants to continue that duel with Tarek. Knowledge that he's not playing inside the ladder room as he slowly crawls down.
The game just coming to a complete stop. Everybody is just standing still, waiting. MIBR no. Overtime. It's what they're fighting for right now. Good noise being made down here from CORSAIR. It doesn't actually have to do that much, but Astralis have a bit of a decision to make now. Now that he's shown himself, did they just ignore it, or do they risk?
The big thing it does, it obviously doesn't do a whole lot now, but if Astralis hit this outer bomb site, Fallen can be safe to just not even check Ivy, because CORSAIR has had control of it so deep for so long. They just don't have to worry about that front. Here we go.
Down, smoke towards Ivy. They're trying it one more time. That's one hell of a flick coming out from Fallen. Don't even know how he did that, but Sip is out of the round. They want that bomb plan. Astralis, they're fighting to end this and get into the semi-finals, but MIBR have a different plan in mind. Meg is going to be taking down Stewie. The bomb is down, and they have almost no grenades this time, MIBR. They're nearly out of them. And look at Astralis scattering and hiding. This time there's no way to block off that pop dog position. Fur coming in. If Glaive wins the fight, that actually might be the game. He's ready and waiting. Fur goes for the peek, sees just the foot, and Glaive is going to win the fight. That is massive. It might be over. Device going to be taking down CORSAIR. Now Fallen and Tarek trying to get closer. 2-on-2. They're running out of time. Still Fallen picking up the kill. The spray is true. It's happening on the other side. Glaive. Astralis land right in the semi-finals. He made it work at the end. Couldn't see a damn thing.
And he goes back for more, realizing it's possible that first kill was not the diffuser. What a battle on train between these two teams. Fur, that's a tough call to make. Needed something to happen on the other side to really open up the possibility of that flank, but what a hold on from Astralis, and you have to say, a great battle from MIBR as well.
Yes, unbelievable power coming out from them. That second map, I really felt like that was theirs almost all along. They had such a lot of power and such a lot of things to show us here on train.
I couldn't believe that Stewie and Fallen held on in that fashion, in that kind of a situation. Smokes down, not a lot to work with, and just had to do it, had to fight for it. I think that's a very cool showing, even in a loss.
Yes, it definitely is. Again, they're rebuilding the team, and I'm sure they'll be back even stronger next time, which is scary all on its own.
Which is like 2 weeks, so.
2 weeks, indeed. Could be a lot of time when you've got, you know, YNK cracking the whip.
Yeah, I mean, they did what? A really intense boot camp, came here, and now they have a really intense boot camp again, so plenty of time to fix a lot of these mistakes, plenty of time to add things, and you guys are going to have plenty of time with our lovely analysts.
Thank you so much, boys. Yes, quite the spectacular two-game series, and Astralis are in the semi-finals. We knew this was going to be a tough test for MIBR. Some of us flying the flag. In fact, to say some of us, I like the idea.
It was romantic.
Yeah. And you know what? It did get close. We were 1-2 rounds away from seeing a third map, seeing what MIBR had on that third, but Astralis, of course, had much more time coming into this tournament, and they do take it. So let's break it down. I do have, of course, Sponge and Maniac hanging out with me at the panel. Did you get what you bargained for, Chad?
I think if you look at Overpass and you look at the first half, right, that seemed like a very competitive matchup. It felt like one that could have gone either way. When you flick over to the second half and the Astralis guys are winning rounds in that kind of fashion when they shouldn't be, when they should be getting punished, when they shouldn't be winning clutches or rounds that MIBR have done everything they needed to do to convert, and then they steal it away from you. That's why you get such a scoreline that seems like a blowout. I think the score maybe doesn't tell the whole story, but it definitely tells the fact that the Astralis players are now playing much better individually than we saw from them in the earlier stages of the tournament. Map number 2, if we get that time and time again, that's fantastic. That's what you want from a matchup between two top dogs in international Counter-Strike.
Yeah, Train certainly delivered. Overpass, though, we got to see a bit of a mismatch here, Maniac. What really happened on that first map?
Well, the thing about Overpass, I think MIBR had a really good start on the T half. I think they were up probably 5-1 or 4-1. And then that's when Astralis finally stabilized the economical situation. Actually, I didn't think it was that close. I think the score is a little bit deceiving. I think as soon as Astralis had the means, they were just above MIBR. And I think MIBR were a little bit disjointed. It was just a little too easy for Astralis. Then they just had a good start at the second half. That's what they needed to just close it.
Yeah, 10 rounds on the CT side of that first map. But take a look at the scoreboard. What we talked about in the pre-match where they're all so close. Look at this ADR. Look at that. There's about 10 separating top from bottom there. Close enough. Dupree just lagging behind at 70 ADR. Only 70 ADR.
Yeah, it's a pretty good signs, and I think the fact that Device once again is having another good game against a top-tier opponent is another positive thing. This is where sometimes he's been known to go missing in the past, but that's a huge victory for Astralis, and I think it means more, obviously in the sense of the tournament, hey, now they go forward, now they get to play against NIP. I can build a case for why that can be a really good game, but this is positive signs that it just took a couple of teething matches for Astralis to get back to where they need to be. That's the problem, though. I already said that I thought they were going to win. I just wasn't sure what MIBR were going to be able to bring to the table. That second map was really good. You can see how much as well, with the coaching, we'll see how much Janko gets to talk, how much that helps MIBR.
I loved you seeing his magical hands.
The command hand.
And we have the magical man standing by. Dupree has the headset on. Congratulations, Dupree, you're in the semi-finals. Oh, thank you. Man, okay, so many questions. First things first. MIBR, new MIBR, they were undefeated until they met you guys in this quarterfinal. How does it feel to play against them? They starting to feel back to their old strengths from the server in your perspective?
First of all, it was a really great match, and I think it was really nice to play against them. And you can definitely feel that it's some of the old SK times that's coming back for them. I think they're definitely playing really great. You can see Fallen starting to hit his shots like he did back in the days. And in general, they're a hard opponent to play against in terms of how to approach them, either by reading them or what bomb site to attack, because they have so many good individual players. But I'm super thrilled, and I'm really proud of the team today that we played so well.
Yeah.
I had a question about Train. Obviously, it was a very, very close map. Where do you think was the turning point? When did you start thinking this is the round? Like,
I think the turning point was definitely when Device and I think it was Glaive clutched the inner bomb side when they were actually in a really sketchy situation, and they actually managed to pull it off. Device made some really good individual plays by getting information on top of the bomb trains and on the ladders, so he just knew what to do. And obviously, everyone just contributing the way they're doing on my team. It's a pleasure to be part of.
Yeah, you guys were definitely playing as a unit more so today. It looks like you're slowly getting rid of that ring rust, so to speak. But for me, was it a surprise to have Train come out? I thought they may have tried to punish you with Mirage because you guys would look shaky on that in this tournament.
I'd say I wouldn't say we were surprised that they picked Train, because we knew that was going to be open for them since we were going to ban Cash. Then again, we did actually expect them to pick Mirage or Inferno more than Train, but we also expected Train to come out, so we were actually prepared for whatever they were going to pick, and we just knew that if we played a good Overpass, we would also win. So it was good to prove that we also still can play Overpass on a really high level.
Yeah, the Overpass was gorgeous. One final question. Ninjas in pajamas tomorrow. You're going to be getting your head in the books, doing homework. What's your rest of your day look like?
The rest of the day is going to look like it always does when we're at tournaments. Even no matter what opponent we go up against, we will always prepare as we do. We'll always do all the things that we do to play that well. And in general, I'm just looking very much forward to go back and play a semi-final in this arena. And the crowd has been amazing. And obviously, playing against the Ninjas on home soil is going to be even better. So I hope for a really good match.
Yes, you'll be the villains in that story, I'm afraid. I can't wait to see it. And that'll be coming up tomorrow. Go get some rest, Dupree. Thank you so much. What a Bellotta legend. We get to see more from Astralis tomorrow. They're going to go up against the Ninjas in Stockholm. They're going to be playing against essentially 6 players at this point, and it's going to be a lot of excitement regarding that one. But breaking it down further. I do see a beautiful demo loaded up there over on the drawing board. Why don't you two break it down?
That is true. I wanted to point a round that happened on the Overpass first side. So when I said MIBR looked a little bit disjointed, this is a good example. Just to set the scene, this is a 5 versus 4. There's about 30 seconds remaining, and MIBR are about to execute on the A side. What I want the viewers to put their attention to is Glaive. He's going to have a very good round, 3 kills, amazing from him, but pay attention to how easy it is for him. You're going to see he always has jewels, and it shouldn't be like this. There should be a refrag, so I'm going to just... So as you see, the smokes are flying. They're going to get very, very close to it. Flashes are coming. This is pretty standard. And this is the first frag Glaive gets onto Fallen. Fur is way too far away. He has 2 or 3 seconds before he even comes to the fight.
The problem is, like, Fallen going in there, what's happened here is MIBR have waited too long on this hit. They've given themselves another opponent, and that being the clock. Glaive's position there, even if he got 1 kill and dies, he's bought more than enough time to allow the rotation to come in, and a lot of people have to look in his direction. You could see there with the overview how many people had to look towards his spot, and they had to deal with him. And then, when that happening, the rotation's coming in, there's more players on the bomb site, things are over and done with, and that's the round in the bag for Astralis, based off one player's position being able to survive so long. So I think Fur needed to be a little bit quicker on that take. Maybe, you know, poor communication, or maybe just no one pulled the trigger early enough on that whole position there. But things fell apart.
Are we really giving all the credit to Glaive and not just the fact that MIBR had 10 seconds left on their execute?
Exactly.
It's usually what happens when a player pulls off an amazing action. It's usually a mix of he plays it very well and it's not perfectly executed from the enemies. That's what the case it was for Glaive here.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And just I want to get those closing thoughts. This is where we wave goodbye to MIBR. I do feel like a sense of positivity surrounding the roster.
Yeah, definitely returning to their former glory, and I think this is a great lead-in for the major, because if they can continue to work on the stuff that they've done in such a short period of time here, it was clear to me that Janko was doing a lot of talking, and that felt like it alleviated pressure on Fallen. You saw he was back to his old self, hitting a lot of those AWP shots which went missing in recent times for the SK/MIBR era. It's positive signs for the major and the Brazilian fans.
And I can't help but feel, actually, that the fact that they're one of their first tournaments back is one where a coach can talk all the time. If anything, it's a great learning experience.
Indeed.
You know, he may not always have that opportunity, especially when you get towards those Valve events like the major just around the corner. But the fact that when he's first introduced into the roster, you get tier 1 competition on a main stage with the coach audio always available. I think that's probably a really good learning experience for them.
I agree, mostly because the timing of the tournament, it's still pretty early, pretty recent that Janko joined the team. So this is probably very important for the team, or it was important for the team, that he could have impact and talk with them as they are playing, because every foundation, every automatism is probably not prepared yet. They were going to have time to do that. Well, the major is very close. But for this tournament, I think it was very helpful that Janko could come in continuously.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is going to be exciting to see more from MIBR at a later date. For now, though, we get to see Astralis in that bracket versus NIP. And it's time for us to take a break. We're going to go catch our breath. You at the arena can go grab yourself a popcorn and a beverage, because coming up, another fantastic, could be a spectacle, FaZe versus Mouse Sports, and only one will advance to the semi-finals.